No one's going to show up today, I don't think. Why is my desk shaking so much? But that's okay, because I honestly don't really feel like streaming today at all. I had a hard weekend and then got my car stuck at work and then had to run errands for my mom in order to trade out vehicles with her because I didn't want her. She won't drive my car. I'm talking to no one, but she won't drive my car, which makes no sense because it's literally a grandma car. And no hate to mom, but she's a great grandma now. Yeah, so like it's perfect for her, but she won't drive it. I still leave it there in case she needs an emergency vehicle, but it's just so funny to me that she won't drive it. Knowing that I have to go get groceries and stuff to stock her up so that she's good to go. Should anything happen, she need to get out. Although she needed to get out the next couple of days, she's gonna have a hard time because in about an hour we're supposed to be getting hit with a winter storm. Actually gonna look it up. No one shows up in like, I don't know, next 15 minutes. I'm just gonna forgo streaming altogether. I shaved and bits of hair have gotten up in my nose. Looks like it might actually miss. There's no shot that's gonna miss. Hang on. Yeah, it's gonna be south. It's gonna be south of us. Yo, let's hope that the winter weather just fucks off. That would be cool. Hang on. Dude, I did not realize how close to the southern border I am. Oh, there's one person in here. I'm looking at a map of bad weather. I would share it, but I'm afraid it might say where I live. It doesn't appear to, but I'm not about to give my... But no, I didn't realize how close to Tennessee I lived. I could fucking walk there probably. Anyway. Antive, I have no plans for today at all. I was just going to come hang out for a minute because don't remember if I streamed Friday or not, but I definitely didn't Monday. And then today I've been running errands all day. Yeah, I streamed Friday. I was doing collectibles in Doom. Or no, I wasn't doing collectibles. I was just playing through normal. I did the collectibles yesterday. My internet went out at home. It appears to be fine now. But yeah, the last yesterday I went through and was playing on ultraviolence, trying to find all the secrets and stuff. There is one, I don't know what it's called. There's like one performance thing where I'm supposed to perform like 4 leg breakers on this particular level, and I didn't get it. I just forgot to actually check what it was I was supposed to do. Hang on. Where's Doom 2016? Not 2002. 16. Yeah, done. There is apparently a roguelike Doom mod. Hang on. My nose is driving me crazy. I tried to blow fucking chop now. Oh my god, that's so much better. Let's go. That's exactly what I needed to do. Anyway. Oh, hey, morning. Well, I mean, it's super late. I'm like 2 hours late for stream. And I haven't streamed in like 4 days. What do we got? Dude. You guys picked... Picture not being born in the same millennium as all the cool people. They picked like the most boring games though. I mean, I'm not trying to diss my morning, my summer car, Max Payne, Noida, Baba Is You. They're all good. Paratrauma's good. But other than maybe Cruelty Squad, they definitely did not lean into all the Finnish weirdcore games. You put one Finnish weirdcore game in here, and then put Finnish people are weird. Like, bro, have you not seen all the Finnish weirdcore games? Like, it's insane. Oh, it might be hard to find. Dude, there are so many. It is actually... See, boring. God, there are so many. Yeah, they're dark. But I have definitely played some games that are insanely dark. Cry of Fear, I think, is Finnish. Hang on. Trying to adjust my audio levels. Abiotic Factor, yeah.
Hey.
Hang on. Let me do you guys a favor. Do we have a mixer? Volume mixer? This is shitty. You mean that I don't have a small pop-up mixer anymore? I have to do this? That has got to get fixed. That's not good, Windows 11. What the fuck?
Another man. Oh!
Why? Love me, say that you love me. Why? Why would you do that? I didn't even, your skills totally missed. I just now have that song stuck in my head. Dude, I am telling you, like, you can't be like, imagine you're 30, over 30 in 2025. Like, bro, I honestly think my generation was the last really good movement in music. And I'm not even like trying to kiss my generation's ass, because we also produced a lot of garbage, right? I think that we're coming back around and we're starting to produce really good music again. I think I really feel like maybe 2012, but I think more like 2015 on, we have really started to pick back up and have really, really good music again. So I may technically be off by one, but I really feel like there were good albums between like 2002 and 2015. But I think it was people opening up to the recording, right, experience with things like FL Studio, Ableton, and stuff like that, and the growing popularity of that. We have seen a huge upsurge in absolute garbage, but also a huge upsurge in really good music recently. I do think that like the early to mid 90s was the last time record label music that had to go through music producers was good. Because the 80s, no hate for the 80s. There was a lot of good music that came out of the 80s, but 80s was absolutely dominated by glam rock. It was everywhere. It was all Faster Pussycat, Rat, Motley Crue. You know what I mean? And then the underpinnings, there were some like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say awful. What I would say is the music that was popular and the music that was good, right, were different. Like, I like Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil album. There's some Rat songs that are okay. It's cool that the Scorpions are German. They can speak English so well. You know what I mean? Like, some of that glam rock is okay, but we also have to respect that, like, early Slayer came out of the 80s. Metallica became popular in the 80s, which led to a huge, you know what I mean? Industrial music came out of the 80s. A lot of really good new wave came out of the 80s. But I really feel like all that stuff crescendoed in the early 90s. Between like 89 and 96. Like with the whole grunge movement, I think that's what it was rebellion against the glam rock scene, right? Rebellion against being metal led to the creation of a ton of my favorite bands, whether you're talking like Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Screaming Trees, dude, like Caius, right, which inspired bands like Tool. Tool was also early 90s. Nine Inch Nails, 89, right, was the first album, but 96, right, was the Fragile, or not the Fragile, Downward Spiral, which was absolute peak. I want to say Marilyn Manson's Antichrist Superstar, which was his first major big hit with, I'm pretty sure that was the one that had the cover of Sweet Dreams, was 96 also, I want to say. There's just like a ridiculous, and then if you look at pop music that came out of that era, you saw like a rise in popularity of boom bap, right? The West Coast versus East Coast battling it out, you know, Biggie and Tupac versus whatever, Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I mean? Like, and even the pop music was really good. And the band that wrote that song were like a punk band, and they wrote it as kind of a gag, and then it became like they became like a one-hit wonder because of a song they didn't even like, which is so funny to me, dude. Um, you know, I hate to say this, I'm not a fan of the Cocktail Twins. It's crazy too because it really very much is in the vein of music that I like, and for some reason I just cannot vibe with them at all. But what I'm not trying to say that like 90s was the best music. I don't think it was. I think that the 60s, early 70s wins, period. Um, but as far as the last period in which music producers and record labels were actually putting out consistently good music, even pop music, was the early 90s. I think with the rise of boy bands, you know, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, also like Britney Spears and things like that, we really started to see like the uglification of pop music, in my opinion. No hate, Britney, you're easily the best of all those. Um, but also like hip hop became, what's the word facile. It became, it no longer felt like it had substance, right? Like Tupac and Biggie were writing poetry about how hard their lives were and what it was like to grow up in the hood, etc. Right? And then it became like Nelly and shit in the early 2000s. Every meth head I knew loved Nelly, bro. It drives me absolutely fucking crazy. And I think, I'm going to be honest, I think that right now we are seeing a resurgence. The Cardigans, that's right. A resurgence of good music. I think it's coming back. And I think it's because people have checked out of big music. They have just checked out totally. No one gives, once Beyonce won a fucking country music award, everybody was like, okay, fuck off. Right? Well, I'm done. We're not, no. Shut the fuck up. And so you're starting to see all sorts of like really fucking good music come out right now in almost every genre. Absolutely batshit insane metal is coming out. You know, like some harkening back to the classic days of metal, like Dying Fetus, right? Some very new and experimental, like Poppy and Bad Omens, which has some of the best production I've ever heard. Not really a fan of Poppy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't much care for the way that she sings, but that fucking song, the production on it is ridiculous. Anybody who can hear production is like, what the fuck? And you could tell that there's Mick Gordon, right? Very Mick Gordon influenced metal music is coming out right now. We're seeing a resurgence of grunge music, right? Like early 90s alt rock is totally fucking making a comeback right now. It's just some of the best like 80s, what do you call it? Like cold wave, dark wave, like actual gothic electronica is making a resurgence with bands like Twin Tribes. We're seeing crazy experimental releases from like Emma Ruth Rundle with Thou. Thou is like a sludge doom band. Emma Ruth Rundle is sort of like an alt rock female vocalist. Why would she sing with Thou? That makes no sense. And then she does, and it's like one of the best sludge metal albums I've ever heard. Right? Chelsea Wolfe with Converge. Converge was a hardcore punk band. And then you listen to it and it sounds like an epic metal album with a female vocalist and a male vocalist both. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me where music is going right now. And I don't like all of it, but I recognize that it's going in the right direction, in my opinion. And I think it's because we're seeing like the A24ification of music. So A24 basically saved Hollywood, in my opinion, because it's like we're just going to trust people to make what they want to make and that it will be good. And then they just started putting out fucking bangers, bro. Banger after banger after banger after banger, over and over and over. They started churning it out. And I think that Sargent House right now is basically the A24 of the music business, because they're letting people make really experimental, wild shit. And they're just like, fuck it, run with it, have fun. Amen Ra with Lingua Ignota and shit. It's like, it makes no sense. I don't like that song, but it's just so crazy that someone was like, yes, fucking cut it. We're going to put that out, you know? It's like, good on them. Cinephiles, when a 5-year-old kid wants to watch a Marvel movie and not a gritty black and white Polish movie based in 1873, which is an allegory for domestic abuse told through the perspective of it. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I actually hate this. I am a cinephile, or at least I used to be. But I hate that there is like elitism. Hang on. Hang on. How should I phrase this? A guy released a video on modes today, and he was like, if you're in drop tuning, you can use most of these modes because most of them have a conventional fifth. And I was like, well, yeah, except Locrian. Locrian's fifth degree is a minor triad. Yeah, tritone. Yeah, it's a tritone. It's a tritone of the tonic, so you can't really use drop with it. I mean, you can kind of, because the second degree and like the seventh make a fifth, I think. I can't remember right off, but I just want to say that I agree with the guy. I wasn't like ridiculing him at all. Yeah, okay. I don't want to piss dude off. Let's catch up with chat. Sorry. Okay, I think I already got stem keys. Already got that one. Fuck, it gets to be a lot. Like a lot of links, and it gets hard to differentiate. Let's see. Okay, new releases. Album of the year. I like this, by the way. Enki, by the way, was a god of mischief. I actually respect Lady Gaga's last release. She is almost writing like goth or metal music now. And I mean that in the sense of vibe, not in timbre, because it doesn't sound like metal music. I don't like her vocals, though. Lady Gaga, I'm sorry. You're rad as fuck. You are cool. Every interview I've seen with you, I'm like, fucking all right. Hell yeah, you know. There was something about someone had suspected that she was like a male to female trans person, and she was like, so what? Who cares? Maybe I am. And it's like, fucking A, dude, that's how you deal with that. You don't give in to people trying to like be passive aggressive about you. Don't do that. But I really I just don't like her vocal style. I know she's a good vocalist. It's just not my thing. Ooh, Needle Drop. Best albums of 2025, Pitchfork. I love that Anthony Antano here is literally in the top lists of the best albums for the year. That makes so much sense because he's got pretty bass taste. I don't agree with everything he says. Have no idea who that is. I would be curious to listen to art pop. Wait, is that FK? Oh, FKA Twigs, yeah. FKA Twigs, she gets a pass. I'm amazed that Sev Deliza doesn't ever... She's never really put out a hit, which is insane because... Oh, Mogwai, bro. They had an album this year? I didn't know it. I'm going to have to listen to that. Mogwai's fire. Hang on. Wardruna, fucking fire. Wow. Wardruna is top... Oh, it's still early in the year, though, isn't it? It's still early in the year. The fact that Wardruna would make a top 25 anything is fucking insane, though. Do you guys know who Wardruna is? They're sort of like Heilung and a couple others. What is this? Hang on. We got to hear Wardruna really quick. What movie is peak? Also, add Moonfall to Bad Moon. I will. I think I've heard of this movie. I think I have heard of it before. I think my mom watched it and said it was fun. Look through user scores? Where, though? So, like, navigating this... Oh, critic score, user score? Well, see, these are all new releases, though. I don't know how to navigate this. I don't know where you want me to go. Yeah, I see user score. But we were talking about the 80s, and when I looked at this, I'm like, these are all new albums. What are you talking about? Okay, best albums tab. Okay, then we have critic score. I don't see user score. Do you want me to go to the 1980s? Hang on. Ah, I see. I do not like this. It's like it's built for a mobile phone, and I bet you on a phone, this would be easy to read. Fair. I don't like Mac Miller, but I understand why he's so popular. The Weeknd, Ethel Cain. Fuck yeah, I love Ethel Cain, dude. Ethel Cain is exactly what I'm talking about. She is a singer with pop sensibility who comes from the South, right? Like, if you ever listen to her, she has like these crazy YouTube videos. I found her because she released a video in her lingerie talking about her favorite knives. Not kidding. I'm like, who is this crazy person? I go to listen to her music and it is all over the place. Like, you have songs that are straight pop songs, and then you have other songs that are like very much like metal. There are others that are like ambient industrial, and still yet others that are drone. Like, Ethel Cain, fire. Underrated. There are not a lot of poppy musicians that I give a shit about, but I think she's pretty good. I don't know any of these people except like the top three. Like, I know FKA Twigs. I know Mac Miller, obviously. I've heard of Low Roar, but I don't know that I know them. I know Weeknd is. I don't know who that is. Ethel Cain is the last one on this list. Literally the last one on this list I know. Okay. I have a feeling we're about to disagree on some stuff. Purple Rain's fire. The Cure is pretty Talking Heads? Dude, okay, wait, fuck. Kate Bush, Metallica, Michael Jackson, Metallica. Kate Bush again. The Smiths. Dead Kennedys. Okay. There is absolutely some amazing albums that came out of there. There are some amazing albums that came out of there. Now, I like Prince. I'm not a big Prince fan. I do, however, really like The Cure, Talking Heads, and Kate Bush. Obviously, I like Metallica and Michael Jackson. The Smiths, also very, very good. Dead Kennedys, they're okay. Dead Kennedys are one of my least favorite punk bands from that era. I hate to be that guy. But yeah. I don't know why. The Dead Kennedys. Oh, Joy Division, bro. I can't believe I missed Joy Division. Public Enemy. Ooh, that's crazy. That was like 89 or something, right? Yeah, 88. See, I think of this as early 90s. But I think that's another problem people don't realize, especially back in the day. So, like when I was a kid, this makes me, when I was a young man, I walked uphill both ways. No, what I was going to say is, um, people would literally like get magazine subscriptions to find out about the latest music. And if you only had antenna television, you didn't have MTV, right? So you didn't get music videos. Without MTV and without those magazines, it was all word of mouth. And so you'd have this phenomenon happen where like an album would be released and then it would blow up 3-4 years later, right? And that still kind of happens, but it happens a lot less now because when something comes out within like a month, if it's really good, it's everywhere on the internet. You know, YouTube is going to suggest it to you because people who like music like you, right? So there definitely was a lot of music I listened to in the early 90s that probably actually came out of the late 80s. I'm curious about like let me look at the 90s really quick. But it's interesting, not like literally not one glam rock album, and yet it was everywhere in the 80s. Do you know what I mean? Like seriously, the 80s was all glam rock. Oh my god, though, dude, the 90s. Bro, the 90s. Radiohead, Nas, Wu-Tang, Jeff Buckley, but Bjork, Lauryn Hill even is fucking good. Fiona Apple, dude. Early Fiona Apple was fucking fantastic. A Tribe Called Quest. Death, dude. Holy shit, it's ironically one of the best death metal bands of all time. Godspeed You Fucking Black Emperor. Downward Spiral, one of my all-time favorite albums. Portishead, one of my all-time favorite albums. Mobb Deep, wow, dude. Outkast, Swans, Mos Def, Godspeed You Black Emperor, Nirvana, Cocktail Twins, Death Made 2. Okay, see, I'm a metalhead though, so I'm like, dude, that's fucking insane. But also, it doesn't make sense that that would be the top two. Let me see. These are user score, right? These are by user score. Let's look at critic score. Pill Hicks, Emperor, dude, symphonic black metal with a perfect critic score. That's kind of fire. Public Enemy, Ram, there it is, yeah. Dr. Dre. Oh, this album is so good. Super Unknown is so good. Also, really fucking good. But if we're talking 90s, it's the one that came out after this that I like better. Fuck. What is it called? Like nobody cares about my taste in music. Mezzanine. Mezzanine is probably my favorite. I do quite like Blue Lines and Protection, but I think my second favorite is actually Heligoland. I think Heligoland is my second favorite Massive Attack. Yeah, so when I was a kid, I discovered a song from The Matrix. There's a song where Neo falls asleep, and I'm like, man, I fucking love this song, and I spent years looking for it, but the internet wasn't the same as it is now. You couldn't just, you know what I mean? You had to be kind of in the know to find someone to, but after YouTube happened, I discovered it. And the song, which it's interesting because you have to understand, I was like 11 when The Matrix came out. I didn't think, oh, I should look at the fucking credits, like fucking dumbass I am. But because if I had, it would have solved this mystery a long, long time ago. But it was literally this song. This is the song that Neo is asleep to when the computer pops up and says, "Wake up, Neo, follow the white rabbit." It's literally this song. So when I discovered this in, I think it was actually like 2004. So it was before YouTube. I think I found out through like MySpace. Yeah, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. It might be my top 10 albums of all time. That's really hard to do though, man, because like I really like Nine Inch Nails, The Fragile. I like Manson's Antichrist Superstar. I love Opeth's Damnation and Deliverance. I love Massive Attack's Mezzanine. I love Radiohead, but dude, Kid A, OK Computer, fucking 50-50, man. I don't know which one I can really pick. Portishead's Dummy is one of my favorite albums of all time. Dude, it gets really, 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 Slint. Holy shit, Slint is good. I don't know that I would say it's my top 10 of all time. But then, like, once you start going back through all the music that has existed, you're like, man, The Doors' Crystal Ship, one of my favorite songs of all fucking time. I used to have a Crystal Ship shirt. I might have to buy another one. Because it was one that was made in the 80s, I think. It was so fucking old. Yeah, it was this shirt. Oh, no shit. Yeah, it was literally this one. But dude, The Doors, so good. And from The Doors, you also have like Danzig. Almost no one who likes The Doors likes Danzig, but Danzig very obviously is inspired by The Doors. Like, yeah, how the gods kill. If you listen, I might not want to play this video actually, because if I remember right, there are titties. But he crones. I'm not going to make you listen to the whole thing, but he very obviously, he crones like Jim Morrison does. I don't know how else to explain it. Dude, The Doors are so good. The Doors are like, God, they are just so unbelievably fucking good. But yeah, bro crones. Let me like skip forward a little bit. Feel alive in a darkened room. Do you know the name of your solitude? If you don't know the answer. Oh, you ain't got the, yeah. If you don't know the truth, look inside your empty soul. Oh, fuck. I used to know this song, dude. Then let it flow through. There is a part where he says, then look inside your empty soul and there you'll find the noose, because he had to be edgy and dark. But Crystal Ship is probably my favorite Doors song. The Crystal Ship. Before you slip into God, I love this song so much. This song used to make me really sad. Around the time I discovered this song, my now obviously ex attempted to unalive herself. So I had a really bad summer around it's like 2006, I think. Filled with pain. Yeah. It was my fault too, which made it worse. It's a complicated story I'm not going to get into. It definitely was started by me. Like, I definitely contributed to it. But there was reasoning behind what I did. Right? Like, I didn't do what I did out of meanness. I did it actually out of being hurt, because she did something really terrible to me and then lied about it. And then I found out about it. And then I got drunk and did something stupid. And then she tried to unalive herself. So, really bad summer. That was the summer I turned 18. Which, the first song I listened to when I turned 18 was this. Dude, their weird riffs are so cool. What about the 2000s? What does this say are the best albums of the 2000s? Dude, this is one of my favorite metal albums of all time. The critics are right about that. That is an insanely good album. Outkast, not a huge fan, but I respect it. Wait, is this yeah, dude. Sufjan Stevens, dude, great album. Fucking Vaudeville Villain. Arcade Fire. Sun O made the lit. No shit. Opeth Ghost Reveries, pretty good, but dude, Mad Villain. Loretta Lynn, good for her. It's probably the last time an actual country musician got a top tier. In Rainbows, though, dude. Why is In Rainbows not... Oh, dude, Godspeed You Black Emperor, Lift Your Skinny Fist Like Antennas to Heaven is probably like my favorite. This is probably my favorite post-rock album of all time. It may actually be. There are a couple, but that is probably my favorite. Kid A is so good. Dude, Toxicity is so good. This deserves to be on both lists too. But this is a not... Only music nerds like this for whatever reason. I don't know why. Dude, Jay Dilla. Dude, MF Doom. Food. My Chemical Romance, fair. Nujabes. Holy shit. He's the dude that started lo-fi hip hop. Without him, there wouldn't be lo-fi. Oh, dude. Ohio, the Magnolia Electric. If you like Ohio, the Magnolia Electric, you will probably like Ethel Cain. Very similar vibe, kind of like an alt pop. I don't know how to explain it, but no, this was the song I listened to when I first turned 18. I used to be able to play this. I haven't in a long time, but it's not hard at all. Oh, hang on. Must-hear system. You mean System of a Down? Oh, wait. Yeah, hang on.
March 18th, 1944,
Captain comes in. Hang on. What is the name of this song?
aka methamphetamine, beginning one of the wildest trips in history.
I remember this. Give me a second. I'm looking for this. I remember this.
Leaving the Soviets behind, unable to keep up with the new pace, he also flew past his squad into the forest.
So the thing that I have to say, and yes, we'll jump into voice chat here in a second, is there are a handful of countries that feel American. And I don't mean like Star Spangled Banner, red, white, and blue, or like our government. I mean, there is a quality to the people that feels almost nostalgic to me as an American, because it's the way that at least we used to be, which is this like very self-reliant, individualistic, and yet very loyal or patriotic. And we were willing to do the wildest, craziest shit for the greater good. And so like, I'll hear stories about like the White Death, right? The sniper who literally took the scope off of his gun and kept snow in his mouth so that the glint of the scope wouldn't give away his position and nor would his breath, right? But then there was the Vietnam sniper whose name I can't remember now, sniper who kept a feather. Carlos Hathcock would keep a feather poking out of his helmet because it seemed unfair. it seemed unfair. He was so good at killing people with the sniper rifle in Vietnam. It seemed unfair. So he put a feather on his helmet to mark where he was so that the enemy would at least have a chance. And like, so I hear these stories and I'm like, oh, there's just something, what is the word for it? There is a word for it in Finnish. Sisu, right? It feels to my American brain to be very American. I know that it is an exclusively Finnish brand. I'm just saying there's that like wild resilience that my forefathers had that feels very reminiscent of every wacky story I've heard about a guy high on methamphetamine skiing down the Alps in the middle of World War II. It's like, yeah, you know, I love that shit. Carlos Hathcock was a badass, but my favorite guy, Dirty Dozen. It was called like the Filthy 13. Yeah, did I do that right? Yeah, Filthy 13, World War II. The lead guy, give me a second. Sergeant Jake McNeese. Dude, Jake McNeese was insane. He went on to be like a post office worker, right? But this dude, like, would keep getting kicked out of platoons, so they gave him his own of a whole bunch of rejects who all promptly died, and then he gathered up stragglers from a whole bunch of other platoons and prevented the Germans from crossing a particular bridge, killing like thousands of them. He banged a Nazi leader's daughter. He was like the leader of some important part of the National Socialist Party. And so she is literally the closest thing to a Nazi princess. It's just, he's insane, dude. He is absolutely one of the most insane people. McNeese, let me see if, yes, dude, McNasty. This motherfucker is wild. I need to find a short about McNeese. McNeese electrician, because he did that fat electrician shorts. It should be one of the top ones. Let me see. Maybe not. Maybe I will not find it either, which is really sad. Man, there has to be one though, because McNeese was so insane. Wait. Maybe not. Oh wait, no, that's a 77th, which is cool story too. I wish I could remember the story because the story is so batshit crazy. It's so crazy all the fucking things he did. Bro went AWOL like 30 times. He had a whole bunch of platoon stuff and he survived everything. Banged Nazi royalty. It was crazy. Oh yeah, I actually remember hearing that story. This is my favorite Sufjan Stevens song, and it's a song about John Wayne Gacy, but from the perspective of empathy. Like, what if certain events hadn't happened and he just grew up to be a normal person? Like, instead of hatred for what he was as an adult, instead empathy for what he was when he was a kid. I love this song. It's easily my favorite. Sufjan Stevens, I guess is how it's pronounced. I fuck with this song. It's sad though.
His father was a drinker, and his mother cried in bed.
We're not going to listen to the whole thing.
Folding John Wayne's t-shirts when the swing set hit his head. The neighbors, they adored him. his humor and his conversation. Look underneath the house there, find the few living things riding fast in their sleep. Oh, the dead.
God, I love this guy so much. So good. Definitely not for everybody, but a fucking brilliant musician. And one last guy that you need to know about, and then I'm gonna jump in VC, which is Father John Misty. Do you know Father John Misty? This guy, so insane.
Next year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program, Father John.
Fuck it. Fuck ass beard.
How many people rise and say, my brain's so awfully glad to be here for yet another mindless day.
I really empathize with this song because it is an accurate portrayal of like what it's like to be an American in the modern era. It feels like.
Now I've got all morning to obsessively cruise a small nation of meaningful objects, and they've gotta represent me too.
Dude, I fucking love John Misty. But anyway, I actually have Doom open in the background, by the way. All right. Oh, okay. I need to separate these off. Mic check 1 2. Okay, it looks like it's working.
Okay, let me show you what the must hear system is. Let me just
What I'm not even sure what it is you mean.
Okay, so you know the website I told you about music?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
So
You're good. I just
okay. So there's this thing which is called the must hear system. You see, if you go into a record, you can see this
right.
must hear album. So it is a really fucked system that fucks with the like best albums per decade score in critics, because most of the time it's just gonna not like non must hears risk 6 because it has 105 reviews, but if you go into it, it only has a 79. So for a user must hear, which would be a um, orange color, you need
Right.
at least 500 ratings and an 80 user score. For a critic, um, pull up like a 2010s, yeah, see, Twin Butterfly. You need at least, if I remember, 80 as well, and at least like 15 critic reviews.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So getting a purple must hear is actually tough because most critics just don't review albums 15 times. You see, Blood Incantation's 7th of the 2010s.
Holy shit, that's a
Full star.
dude. That is
You see?
yeah, but that's a great album. Like that is
I know it is.
that's an insanely good one. Yeah. But no, I'll remember that. So if you find something that has the purple star, then you know that that has got to
You know
be
it's
ridiculous.
actually good. So you see this? This is the blue star. That means only critics like it. Like steer away. Just steer away.
Fair enough.
See?
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Man, we did not have this shit when I was a kid. I feel so
Yeah,
old.
no,
But
it's
no,
a
this is
really
amazing
good
though.
system. It's
Yeah.
a really good system to find. I love it. Hi, Captain. So like
Huh.
for example,
Captain Pops. Ooh.
true. Okay, yeah. So minimum 15 reviews. You see? So you need at least 15 reviews to get a star. And literally, Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution doesn't have a purple star.
That makes no sense, dude. That's one of the most why does the Beatles album not either?
Yeah, so it has to be like a really popular project, like To Pimp a Butterfly, or it has to be something the critics dick ride,
Yeah.
because they've been doing that recently.
Oh no, that's very, very common.
So this is why when I tell you like, oh, search through user score,
That makes more
because
sense.
here's where you're actually gonna get like opinions of 26,000 people say that Good Kid, Mad City is a 94.
I believe it's a 94 too. Dude, did you see where Queso said that Kendrick Lamar was overrated? Fuck off, Queso.
Dude,
Fuck off.
I honestly I don't like follow up with what the guy does. I just know he's fat.
Well, it became a meme on the
Is she
internet.
number 5?
Dude, that's an amazing album though. That is actually one of my
I mean, yeah,
favorite
it's my
albums of all
favorite
time.
post-rock.
Yeah. It's my favorite post-rock album too.
But like
Uh,
fifth of all time, I'm actually happy because it was like mid 2024 it was 8th.
Bro is keeping track of how things.
Shut up, dude. I'm
The-
autistic. It happens. Okay.
Nah, it's fine. Nas is so good. Dude, Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, Mingus too.
Yeah, if you listen to like the top 50, you'll get like chamber pop, pop rock, metal, blues, piano, progressive, jazz, house, more progressive, soul, psychedelia slash dream pop, rap.
JPEG Mafia is 37.
That's bullshit. I don't agree with this at all. I think this record is like absolutely mid, but whatever.
Yeah. Tribe Called Quest though is pretty fire.
Bitches Brew, for example.
Dude, Godspeed. If you haven't listened to No Shot, really? No, that's a good album though. Both of those 46 and 47. Yeah, they're both good. What I was gonna say is if you've never listened to Godspeed You Black Emperor, you should.
Dude, I fucking love Godspeed.
Okay, I was gonna say if there's Godspeed, God is an Astronaut is really good, Mogwai is really good, and there's one I'm forgetting. Dude, go back one page. Godspeed You Black Emperor, F sharp, A sharp, Infinity, expanded version.
It's so good.
Yeah.
No, but there's no like it's gonna be like a reissue, so it's gonna be like all the way down.
Well, the one that you see that as the black cover on the left that says expanded. Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, that is just I mean, that makes no sense, dude.
Fuck the critics.
That makes no sense. F sharp, A sharp, Infinity is one of my favorite like post rock ambient works of all time. It is so incredibly good.
And their new record that was talking about Israel and Palestine.
I didn't even know they had anything new, so now I'm gonna have to check them out again.
No title as of 13 February 2024.
Damn, dude. It's been out for like 4 months and I didn't even notice it.
Dude, it's a banger. It's amazing. And it's like it's crazy how it's really good social political commentary without even saying a word.
Yeah, I believe that. I totally believe that. That's actually a really good way because it's hard to be offended by someone if they don't even say a word.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, well, I'm gonna jump off here and I'm gonna I don't know, go fuck around on Doom and probably get wrecked.
Yeah, I'll just watch.
Okay, peace. Yeah. Oh, I have to turn the audio back on. Hang on, chat. Do I still have it open? I do. Oh, wait. What is this? Since we're talking about sad songs, doubt you'll like happy hardcore, but yeah.
Liberty Mutual.
Wibbody.
Since we stayed.
Wibbody. Hang on. Oh, dude. Godspeed You Black Emperor is so insanely good. There is an album that I'm forgetting, or a band I'm forgetting that's also really good. What is it? Starts with an S. Hang on, chat. Damn, I'm never gonna find this. I'm looking for a particular musician. Oh my god, I'm not gonna remember what this band is called. It will come to me when I'm not trying. I'm looking at a giant list of every band from Europe whose name starts with an S, and I cannot remember the fucking name. Dude, they were a popular... Oh, I know how I can look this up. Hang on. Oh my god, I can't believe this is gonna work. God, that's gonna break my brain. Hang on. Watch it not work. I'm gonna lose my mind. I found the movie. Okay, so there's a movie where a guy catches a mermaid and she sings a song, and he thinks that it's in some other language, which it is, but it's actually a pop song that she remembers. She has Sigur Rós. God, it took me all this time to find Sigur Rós, bro. It took me all... I've literally been doing nothing but trying to find Sigur Rós through the most back channel ADHD way possible. I was like, dude, there's this fucking... Right. And I just like, why can't I remember? And the way I found Sigur Rós, the way that I managed to find it now, so I couldn't remember their name. I knew it started with an S, but I also knew that there was a movie about a guy who he's a fisherman, and he scoops up a woman, and he begins to suspect that she's a mermaid, and she sings this foreign language, and he's like, oh, it's the mermaid language or whatever. But then he recognizes it when he hears it on the radio, and it turns out that it's a Sigur Rós song, and she has amnesia, so she's, you know, she's not a mermaid. She's just a chick that got knocked overboard. But that was, I remembered that the band I was looking for was the song she was singing, and I had to go all the way, like, in a... Anyway, it worked. I found them. Really, really good. And what's interesting is, similar to Mogwai, but when I looked up bands similar to Godspeed, it did not at all mention them. And it's like, I mean, I get that they're not the same, but like, damn, dude, they're kind of... Yeah, have a good night, Captain. I'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully at a normal time, unless the snow knocks out the internet. So if... Yeah, I've listened to a few. I was never a gigantic Swans fan. They're not bad. There's Swans, and there's another band that Swans reminds me of that I can't remember the name of course. I feel like I've heard this entire album before, to be kind. I feel like I have. I've definitely listened to the Glowing Man as well, but they're not like one of my all-time favorites. They're good. I should probably go back and actually give them a further listen, honestly. Right. Well, I mean, to be fair, so is like Sigur Rós and Godspeed and stuff. Well, I mean, Radiohead. Radiohead is one of those bands that will consistently make you feel depressed, but their music is so good, you're like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, I'll just deal with it because it's that good. God, there's another. Oh, what is it called? Slow dive, slow dive, slow dive, slow dive. Yeah, slow dive. I don't know why I forgot about slow dive, but yeah, I forgot. No, yeah, shopping. Yeah, I want to buy a slow dive shirt. No, there's I've been thinking about I like a lot of the female-led shoegaze that came out of the 90s as well, and it's nice. I have to say, it's not on purpose. But I have been coming into a lot of female-led music lately, and maybe it's just the YouTube algorithm, right? But like, it just continuously recommends me bands that are female-led, which kind of throws me off. Like Night Tapes, female-led, Smush is female-led, Ethel Kane, obviously, Emma Ruth Rundle, technically Chelsea Wolfe, but I discovered her on my own. Ethel Kane is another one. Spirit Box in the metal realm. The vocalist for Spirit Box is fucking ridiculous. Fuck, who else? Dude, there is definitely more. But it's been happening a lot. I started to notice a pattern of, holy shit, why is it recommending so much female-led music to me? And the problem is, the more that it feeds it to me, the more that it thinks that that's what I want to hear, so it feeds me even more. Do you know what I mean? It recommended an OTEP song to me, and I didn't even know that OTEP Shemaya was still making music. I'm pretty sure she is. Yeah. Dr. Otep Shemaya. Yeah, this. Well, that's the thing. I actually left this comment on a YouTube video, and I'm sure that it's hated because it probably comes off as vaguely sexist. But female-led bands are really getting popular again. The last time I saw that happen was probably the early 90s again, with a lot of the shoegaze, but also people like Gwen Stefani and the Cardigans, and you know what I mean? There has always been female-led bands, but it's almost always, in the case of female vocalists especially, that it's like a solo act or like a singer-songwriter type deal. So you'll have like, you know, the Whitney Houstons, the Lauryn Hills, the Beyoncés, you know what I mean? That's not the same as being the lead singer of a band, like a consistent band, a group of people that consistently play together. Do you see what I'm saying? And female-led bands are getting really popular, and there are some fucking good ones, man. I've noticed that. I don't know if it is a case of it's getting recommended to me more, or if there really are just more than there used to be. Man, I'm trying to think of the most. Okay, so no one's gonna like her. I like her because I like really avant-garde, weird, and dissonant stuff. But I think that Lingua Ignota is probably technically the most talented female vocalist I've heard in the last probably like a decade and a half, because she can do polyphonics. She can do polyphonic singing, where she sings two pitches at once. By projecting air in her nasal cavity and moving her tongue, she's able to sing using her vocal cords one pitch, and then alter that pitch through her nasal cavity to create a second pitch. And so she can have like two pitches that are like a fifth of each other. Yeah, I like really weird avant-garde stuff, and I know that that's not everybody's bag. But I think what will, and this will probably happen to you too, if you spend like 20 years listening to every genre of music, you get to a point where you're like, fuck, man, this all sounds like stuff I've heard before. I have that problem with metal music nowadays. It's really hard to find metal music that doesn't just sound like a rebrand of something that happened before, right? And if it's the same band, fair enough. You know, Metallica releases a Metallica record. That makes perfect fucking sense. Slayer releases a Slayer record. Perfect sense. But you have all these bands that feel like carbon copies of the bands that came before them. And it's so rare that you find one that maybe wears its influences on its sleeve, but it has eclectic influences. That's pretty rare. But you end up getting into more and more experimental stuff because you're like, this is like nothing I've ever heard before. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, jazz is an old brand of avant-garde. I do know what you mean, though. I think that jazz metal, though, has kind of gotten boring. I hate to be that guy. There are exceptions, to be sure. But I do think that jazz metal has gotten just a little bit boring recently. I don't know why that is. There are exceptions. There are definitely exceptions to that rule, but Doom 2016 again. Yeah. Oh, I have a headache. So I beat this game. I'm going back through it on Ultraviolence. I have beat. I'm on Argent Facility Destroyed. You know, I actually have to say that in my personal opinion, Kendrick Lamar is. I don't like his new stuff as much as his old stuff. I really don't. I hate to be that guy, but I do feel that way. I feel like there's a lot of meaning behind it, and he is an amazing, like, he's a poet who has a lot to say, and I respect that. But musically, or like, let's say, I don't resonate emotionally with Kendrick's newer stuff the way I resonate with the older stuff, right? Yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City, right? Those albums are peak Kendrick, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? I actually weirdly feel that way, not about the first iteration of Eminem, but like the second iteration. When he first stepped away from the blonde-haired goofy kid, and he like really started to step into serious hip hop, there was a short period where he was making some of the most ridiculous raps ever. Like, not just skilled, but actually meaningful. The problem was he kind of went too far away from that goofy blonde dude. You know what I mean? No hate, Eminem. You're obviously one of the greatest rappers of all time. But because you have like so many eras, there's not a lot of Eminem songs that I resonate emotionally with at all. Do you know what I mean? But me, I'm a boom bap guy. I will always be a boom bap guy. Boom bap is my favorite subgenre of hip hop by far. The New York sound is, in my opinion, peak hip hop in terms of emotional resonance. I feel so fucking good when I hear a good boom bap song. Talking MF Doom, you know, Wu-Tang Clan and shit like that. Old Dirty Bastard. Well, technically he was in Wu-Tang, right? So that kind of, but you know what I mean. That sound is my favorite kind of hip hop by far. Boom bap, dude, like the West Coast sound of the early 90s was nice, but I really do love the 90s, 2000s New York sound. Yeah, it's my favorite. Like my favorite, oh shit, I went to the wrong thing. My favorite subgenre of hip hop because of timbre, because of feel. I resonate with it a lot. Doesn't mean it's always the deepest. I think I need to go back a level because I got to get an achievement for the level before this, and I don't know if I need to complete the level to do it. But I've gotten through half the game on Ultraviolence so far, and it's not so bad. It's really not been bad at all. Hang on. This one, I've got all the secrets, all the rune trials and everything. The sweep the leg. Perform 4 leg sweeps on Hellraisers. Those were the guys that have the glowy thing going up their spine. So I'm going to go use the restroom, come back. I'm going to see if I can get that and then leave the mission. And it'll give it to me. I don't know if I have to complete the mission with it or not. But because I have all the secrets, I don't have to spend too much time looking for stuff. I'll be right back. So the problem that I have at this point in this particular game is that I have maxed out all the weapons because I did a really good job of finding all the weapon upgrades in the early half of the game. But in the latter half of the game, I didn't. So replaying it on Ultra Violence, I wasn't able to purchase any upgrades from the drone. So I just went and upgraded all the weaponry I already have. So all the mods I have for my weapons are completely and totally maxed out because I don't have any of the newer mods. Even the pistol, which, by the way, will one-shot kill a lot of creatures when you get it fully upgraded. Dude, you picked... Oh. Well, if you're leaving... Where'd you go? Okay, that's cute. I'll be back tomorrow morning. We need to get back into our regularly scheduled programming. It's been a little wonky lately since upgrading the PC, but we got to do Stupid Movie Thursdays. We also need to play Generation Zero because there's no excuse now. There's no reason I can't. So we need to work out when we're going to do that. It can't be Thursdays because that's when we're going to do Stupid Movies, at least for a while. I hope you're feeling better too. And I hope you do good on your interviews. Only have 2, sadly. But check out my weapons, like completely maxed out, by the way, really good. Completely maxed out. Oh yeah, I maxed out micro missiles, which is fucking so good. This is so good. It's overpowered as fuck, but it eats a lot of ammo. I got to do this one, so I need 2 headshots to max this one out. I've completely maxed out ultimate cooling mode on the mobile turret and maxed out the Gatling rotator with incendiary rounds. I've maxed out the heated core. This might be the most powerful fucking... It's so stupid. It's so dumb. This is so dumb. You can kill all squishies with this. I beat Metro, so I don't actually have any specific plans for tomorrow, but there is one other thing that I do have to do, which is I need to start designating time for some game development stuff. I have not been using C# since I learned a big chunk of it. I'm going to have to get a mono installation of Godot rigged up so that we can begin making cool stuff just for shits and giggles. It's probably going to be really bad for a while because I've never completed a game. But yeah, so we're probably going to have some dev streams. We're going to have Stupid Movies on Thursdays. And we need community days, which interestingly, that's like 3 days out of the week. So we can't do all those things every week. I might put off Stupid Movie Thursdays and make it once every other week. Yeah, just let me know what your schedule looks like. The only thing I have coming up right now is on February 26th. So unless something like changes, just let me know when you feel good and up to it and we'll do it. Dude, I am surviving off of chemistry right now. I am so tired. I have a headache. Not like trying to complain. I'm just saying it's hard for me to concentrate. If we don't do a stupid movie this Thursday, we can play Gen Zero then, which would be day after tomorrow. That'd be kind of cool. But I have to figure out how long we're going to be playing it for. Like, are we going to do, you know, like 5 days or something? If we're going to do like 5 days, we should do a Monday through a Friday, like designate a whole week to it. But we'll see. Just let me know. Go take care of your interview and stuff and just get back with me. I'll try to be more responsive on Discord. I know I wasn't very much today. This also is insane. Mobile Siege, this is so ridiculous. This will kill a lot of big guys. Like a lot of big guys, especially if you headshot. And it passes through everyone. So if you line up a bunch of people, you can kill like 15, 20 monsters with a single shot if you get them going down a hallway. The lock-on burst is really cool with multi-targeting, but it's only really good for squishies. Because what happens is if you're trying to hit a big monster, like a summoner, and the summoner moves and you try to continue tracking it, it will start tracking a bunch of other monsters, up to 3 monsters at a time, I think. And then they each get a rocket instead of 3 rockets, which means you're doing 1/3 the damage, unfortunately. But this actually increased power with full speed movement, quick recovery. Actually not bad. But I gotta go sweep some legs. Yeah, I mean, it's PvE, right? So, yeah, we could do that. We could just designate, like a day or 2 a week for, like, a month, something like that. That doesn't mean that we can't play with it outside of that. I just mean streaming-wise.
We'll set up a portal device.
I've got to open that.
Use the light poles to mark our path.
I'm thinking about buying a mouse. I've been wanting a fingertip mouse for a long time, and there's a company that makes them. And they are actually back in stock. Ooh, you know what I could do just for funsies? It is fully charged. Yo, let's go. Check this out. This thing, heated, fully charged, is so cool. We just gotta get these guys all to come toward me. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come toward me, babies. Why are you ignoring me, dude? Bro is straight ignoring me. He does not give a fuck about me at all. There we go. Come on, babies. Yeah, that would be cool. Literally, the heat blast with passive buildup is so overpowered. You can kill so many squishies with it so quickly. Like, just gone. There's gonna be one big guy. Oh, I gotta get... Oh, wait. Let's deal with the Hell Knight first. Alright, and we want to ignore the Hellraiser. This guy, he's last. There we go. And then we got to do the bottom right leg. There we go. 1. Wait, that might not have counted. Wait, it's hit. Damn it. It's his right leg. Hang on. It's his right leg, right? Yes, it's his right leg. Damn it. Yeah, so Mornier has wanted me to play Generation Zero, which is a player versus environment, a PvE game similar to Forever Winter. And he has been bugging me about it for forever. And I was like, dude, I don't have enough room on my PC, which is absolutely true until I did the recent upgrade. Now that I have it, I'm going to designate like a day a week for a couple of weeks to play some of the side quests and stuff because he swears by it. Thing is that, like, when it comes to PvE games, the best one I've ever played is Forever Winter, and I had to stop playing it to make room for games that you guys wanted to see me stream. Oh, I whiffed. All right, a couple are going to spawn in, including a Hell Knight. Let's have the Hell Knight spawn in. All right. A couple of guys might come up here. I don't know. Damn it. God damn it, dude. Wait. I can check the runes to see whether or not it will give them weapon resistance. I might be able to give them... Hang on. I might be able to give them weapon resistance. Will it let me? Yes, it will. Okay, so I have the rune. Increase how long demons remain in a staggered state. Oh no, let me see. Perform glory kills. What? Oh man. Oh, I don't have intimacy as best. That would be very cool. But I could increase the length of the staggered state. Yeah, we'll do that. What I'm trying to do is get that... that's a Hellraiser, by the way, I think is what they're called. I'm trying to do the leg sweep on 4 of them, and then I should be able to exit out of this level and have that achievement. All right, then the bottom right leg, that one. No! The leg sweep is the stupidest achievement ever. Because, like, how do you ensure... That also wasn't a leg sweep. How do I consistently do the fucking leg sweep, man? There's got to be a way to consistently do the leg sweep. All right. A couple of... Oh, he spawned. Huh. Oh, shit. Hey, buddy. Oh, it didn't trigger. Why are you doing that? There we go. Where are you? Oh, hey. I love this game, though. Is what possible? Oh, there's one right there. I'll get him last. Ooh. Hey. I'm walking here. Okay, that's another Hellraiser. Wrong weapon mod, but okay. Oh, no, I killed him. Damn it, dude. It's so crazy because I'm trying not to kill them. Okay, there's one, but there were a couple. Hang on. Oh, no, I think I killed them all. Except one. All right, hang on. what I'm going to do, how to do leg sweep Doom 2016. Because I've done it, but I don't know precisely how to do it consistently. All right, so when he goes in, right, it has to be that leg and kind of from behind. It has to be that leg and kind of from behind. Let's see if we can do this. No, not that one. Yes, one down. Oh, shit. Oh, you motherfucker. The first half of this game, by the way, is really not bad on... Oh, wait, this isn't unlocked until I get the blue skull. It's really not bad through the first half of the game. Ultraviolence is fine. Oh, no, I have full health. I can't use that. I need armor. More health. There is some ammo over there. We can go for that. More health I don't need. We're going to fight this area again later, so... So, I've got one leg sweep. I hope we come across more Hellraisers so that we can do all of them. Okay, this does give me more armor. Nice. Let's grab the yellow guy. Okay. I have a feeling the second half of this game is going to be very, very hard on Ultraviolence. Get that playing in the background. Already got that suit, of course. Oh, there's going to be more here. Oh, but I can show off what the lock-on on multiple looks like. Except it only got one dude. All right, let's bring some monsters up here. They'll come up here. They'll come after me. Just give them a minute. That didn't get you? Dang. All right. Come on. Trigger. Yep. Nice. Now follow me up here. Wrong way. Wrong way again. No, I can't deal with the Hellraiser. Oh my god, look at how many there are. Holy shit. Fuck, I'm gonna end up getting all the damn Hellraisers without meaning to. Fuck. Man, it is surprisingly hard to sweep the leg, dude. So, like, in case you're wondering why I'm playing kind of weird, it's because I'm trying to thin out all the enemies except for the Hellraiser guys. I think that's what they're called. And unfortunately, oh, I gotta get 2 headshots. I forgot. Boom. There we go. Challenge completed. Boom. All right. What does this give me? Followed while zoomed, use experimental heavy damage rounds. Let's see if it's any good, actually. Pretty strong. Come on. Spawn some more guys in here. All right. This fucking thing, dude. Ooh, shit. He's gonna do damage to his own guy. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Fuck. Come here, Amp. Come here. And then it's like right here. Yes! 2, finally. Dude, all these monsters killed just for 2 fucking leg sweeps. It's ridiculous. One thing I noticed about this level is that if you go down into the arena where the monsters are, it is considerably harder. Whereas if you stay in the upper portion, up here, it's so wide open that you have a lot more range to shoot at something. It makes the combat look less eventful, but it's way fucking safer, especially if you're trying to get an achievement like sweeping the legs. Damn, I really would like to have some more ammo, but I don't think I'm going to get any. So what I might have to do is, I swear there was like a Doom guy up here or something, but I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to have to use the chainsaw, I guess. You never can get the big demons with the chainsaw, I don't think. Even if it's all the way full. Ooh, there's some more armor over there. Oh yeah, this is where we come in. Hang on. Oh, I forgot about that big armor over there, too. Hang on. This is technically a secret, which is so stupid. Like, this... No! You motherfucker. This should not be considered a secret, but for some reason it is. This guy? Makes no sense. Wait, do I have regular grenades? I do, because there's a couple guys in here. Oh, might not have been far enough. Shit. There we go. All right, nobody talk. Doom guys over here, if you guys ever play through. I just went there for the ammo. Ooh, more armor. Blue skull. For some reason, I thought there was another secrete over there. Oh, yeah, this is fine. All right. Don't remember where the blue door is. There's yellow. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I remember where the blue door is. We're going to have some fresh new monsters spawn down here, but we want to grab that 4x damage later. We're going to get that guy. Ooh. There's one. Hey, fuck off. How did you get here so quickly? How the fuck did he get over here so fast? Holy shit. He was here like instantly. There's the blue door, but we don't want to worry about that yet. Who's shooting at me? Oh! Hey, buddy! Ooh, shit. The Hell Knights are not important enough for the, There we go. The 4x damage. We're getting close, though. I think there's like some Mancubi or something shows up. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now we're getting to a point where we can start using the 4x damage. Instant melt. Ethical 4x damage use. Oh, there's another health over there. Oh, I can't quite make that. What was that? I did like a ground slam thing. That was kind of neat. Hey, Stemkey, are you still in here? There's a game I want you to check out. I think you would like. I just thought of it. I'm like, oh, bro loves Ultra Kill. He's gonna love this. Technically, this is a secret too. Another runestone trial. I thought there was armor down here, though there isn't. Oh, there is health over here, though. Alright, fuck me. No one wants to talk to Teddies anymore. Teddy's a fucking loser. He's playing Doom by himself. Not like he's streaming or anything. Fuck. I spilled this shit all over me, dude. Damn it. Why do I always do this? I've got like 3 clean shirts in the whole house, and I've got to mess up every fucking one of them. Oh yeah, this is when we first have to deal with the floating heads. But around this corner is going to be a couple of zombies and a Mancubi. So, how do I want to... Ooh. Let's see how many we can get with this. Oh, we can't. Damn it. All right. Oh, shit, out of ammo on that one, too. Oh, you know what works really well in these Mancubi? The charge shot. There's one down here. Yeah, hey, buddy. Oh, I deserve that. I deserve that. I'd let him hit me and I shouldn't have. Alright. They should give me ammo for the minigun. Really cool looking skull, dude. I like him. I want that helmet. I need an old school football helmet that just says Doom on it. That would be cool. Invulnerability? God damn it. I always miss these, dude. I always miss them. Can I make it over there? Maybe later. Oh, that's fair. No, I don't want explosive. I want multi-shot. All right, let's go get some ammo. There's going to be some dudes spawn. See, there's health and everything over there, so we're going to go for that here in a second. The first half of this game on ultra violence is not bad at all. Oh, these guys are kind of a pain, though. Also, do not, whatever you do, it's so tempting to jump out and hit him, but don't. I killed myself in this exact spot twice last night by launching myself across and killing them. And it locks you in the animation. I mean, there's ammo there, but I don't want that. I want the health there. Health, 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 health. There's like another health over the edge somewhere. There's a big health thing. Is it down here? I swear there is, chat. Stop burning me, you little son of a bitch. Really? I swear there is. Am I hallucinating? Dude, I swear there is. Can I make it across that? Nope. Fuck. My only death, and it's me being a dumbass. Oopsie. My bad. Wait, where did it spawn me? Okay, it spawned me here. There's the big health pack. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for that first. That way our health is maxed out, right? And then we can just hop back over here. I think you can make it across that whole thing, but I'm not gonna try. Then there's 2 health packs there and armor up there. We need all of that. Oh, I just missed this. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just missed it on my way through, I guess. What does my ammo look like? I need more energy. Yeah. More energy and LMG ammo. Okay. All right. All right. Grab this. Now, we can jump back to that, I think. Yep. Okay. Whew, I almost launched myself over it by mistake. Yeah, okay. Ah, yeah, and then this one. And then we open that door. I always forget to use grenades. We're going to end up in another arena situation here in a second. And when we do, I'm going to want energy weapon ammunition. What does the siphon equipment do? So this just gives you health. I've never used a hologram, like, ever. I've got pretty high health, though. I don't think I'm going to need... Alright, you guys are going to have to come up here. I'm not going down there. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. Oh, shit, I'm out of that ammo, too. They'll come up here, don't worry. Oh, I gotta get that guy. Ooh, shit! Fuck! I hate this guy. I hate those guys. The imps and stuff will come to me. That didn't kill him. No shot, really? Yes, right there. Yes! 3. Almost. Nice. There's another one. If I get that guy. Ooh, almost, buddy. Alright, let's get his health. You know what? Fuck this. I need ammo. I need something that doesn't do a lot of damage. Here we go. Come on. Trigger. Sweep the leg complete. Might as well complete the level at this point. Oh, Mancubi. Yeah. Come here, buddy. Ooh, almost, homie. Again, another power-up. I think that is haste. Yeah, nobody wants to watch me go through this. No one's talking. Sad story. I don't need it. I already have it, but might as well. I can go through up there, I think. Fuck, I whiffed. Yeah, this is a rune trial. And then this is blocked, so I have to take the portal, fight on the other side to unlock it, I think. Wait, isn't there like a jump across? Yeah, right there. Okay. I don't remember what's over here, though. Oh, that's right. There's another Praetor suit token over here.
Tempered by the fires of hell, his iron.
Ah, that's where that took me. That's just a shortcut. Okay, that's nice. Thank you for the shortcut. Not necessary. Then we take the little bouncy pad across. We go unlock a door, I think. Boing. There's also like a data entry over here. It's usually sitting over here somewhere. I only mention it for those that haven't gotten like all the secrets and shit. Yeah, we're gonna have another battle up at the top of this hill, I think. Yeah. It's gonna be a bunch of small zombies fighting a big boy. Can I kill the big boy with this? Will it work? Unfortunately, no. Instead, what it'll do is that. There's another one, don't worry. Ooh! Nice. Oh, hey, fuck off, dude. What the hell? I just got that armor, you son of a bitch. Hey, buddy. Where are you? Where'd she go? There she is. 4x damage? Let's go. Easy peasy. There's another big dude. There he is. Hey, buddy. You suck. Oh. Probably the coolest secret in this whole level. Where are you? Where are you? There it is. Pretty sure it's right. Yeah, it's right there. I don't think this does anything. I was mistaken. It does do things. Wow, cool. Well, now we've got full health and full armor. All right. Oh, I keep going after armor. Like, no, we don't need it. We're charged up. We're good to go. There, I think. Don't remember how. I don't remember. Oh. We're going this way, maybe? Oh, shit. Where do I go from here? All right, let's follow. Oh, it just, I was like, why isn't this open? I'm so confused, but now I see. Okay, we're good to go. This is where we do a whole bunch of the summoned or whatever. We're going to see a fight way out here between a bunch of these guys. It's so funny. Hey! Get the fuck out of here! Ooh, almost fell off that, damn. Yeah, we're going over here. Hey, fuck off. Oh, I gotta get over here. Whoa, or I'm gonna get knocked down. No, they actually got me, those sons of bitches. I forgot about those guys. I shouldn't have tried to jump across. That's on me. That's actually my first actual death in this, not just me being a dumbass. Well, it was definitely me being a dumbass, but let's get it with this. That's such a cool gun. No, we don't want to do that. This is probably my favorite gun in the game outside of the BFG. Yeah, let's see if we can just for fun. Why? Hang on. Let's micro missile these guys. It's gonna be fun. All right, they get to a certain height and then they stay at that height. All right, now we're good to get across this. Overconfidence is usually a big one. Like, I don't play a lot of chess. I'm not good at it. But one commonality I found is that if you start off, like, doing really well, in a game of chess, often you lose the end game because you're overconfident about your position. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. You should play something relaxing, like Doom on Ultraviolence, bro. It's a very relaxing, meditative game. You lived that? Damn, bro. What happened? Was it just some back rank mate or something? Oh, I love watching these guys fight it out. Yeah, yeah, fuck them up. Fuck. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it killed him instantly, damn. Oh, a pawn misclick? Yeah. I don't know what to tell you about that. I have a problem with it's my favorite mouse too, that isn't a gaming mouse, where it doesn't register as being held down. And so like if you try to drag a file from one, oh shit, I forgot about this area. There is a lot of dudes here. Hang on. Fuck off. Alright, we haven't got the big guys yet. Come on, big guys. Oh, there we go. There's some. Oh, fuck off. Oh, that was a lot of damage. Gotta get health. Alright, let's go up, because there's some health up here, I think. Or there was. Hang on. Where are we? Okay. That didn't get you? That did. Is this charge shot? It is. Oh, you're... Ooh. Like good financial stuff? Oh, okay, this is where I then hunt down... Ooh, shit. Oh god. I gotta get this 4x damage. There we go. Okay, we're good. Dude, I love this game. I like that it's boots on the ground. The problem is that Eternal isn't as much. It's just as much a platforming game. Supposedly, Dark Ages is going to be boots on the ground again. But yeah, two fucking games in a row. One where instead of castling, I move the king, and the other one that I meant to advance the pawn one square, and it advanced two, losing me the game. You know what they should do? This is just a thought. They should have a single like mulligan per game for computer issues, where you can mulligan one move if it is reasonable that there is another similar move. Like, what is it called on pass, right? Where like there's a certain thing that you can get a pawn to do depending on where it is on the board, or castling, or queening. If you make a move that would have been one of those moves, but you misclick, you get the mulligan. And only like in those three cases, so people don't, try to undo bad play. Or even if it just asks, like, do you want to castle? Yes. What is the name of that though? En passant, something like that. Wait. En passant, that's right. En passant, in pass. She passant on my wee. Wait, she. I'm thinking. She en passant on my pawn until I mate, something like that. We'll make it. That'll have to do. That'll have to do for now. Oh, dude, no, that's. You'll just make a new one. I wouldn't have done that. I would have just. Yeah, I get being tilted though. All right, this is where it's going to be a problem because I don't know exactly where the secrets are, and we're now past the midpoint of the game, which means I expect ultraviolence to get a lot harder. And I'm using guides. I'm not pretending to not, which is actually why I chose to do it on ultraviolence, because I was like, well, if I'm going to use a guide to find the secrets and stuff that I missed, then I need to be on the hardest setting I can play on, so I don't feel like I'm cheating myself. And I have to have beaten the game first, if that makes sense. So because I've beaten the game and because I'm playing on the hardest setting, I don't feel so bad. Do you know what I mean? This is going to be difficult to rig up, though. I need it. Hang on. I'm going to bring up Chatterino so I can minimize OBS. And then what I can do is I can keep this up, but I can, where is it? There is a way to pin this, and I don't remember now how. I'm learning this. What does this mean? How do I get this to go over top of I used to know? Blah, 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 that I used to know. I win my school Olympics in chess gold medal and then come play online. Dude, to be fair, you're talking about local versus global. There's a big difference. So like Navy SEALs talk about this. Like there are basically tier 0 operators. I don't know what else to call them, but they're like the tier 1 of the tier 1, right? Yeah, but it doesn't matter because it's a global that does actually make a huge difference because you don't know that that person is actually 900. You don't know whether that person is cheating in a lot of cases. But you get smurfs. You get smurfs. You get smurfs on any online game. I'm not saying that that's what happened in this case. I'm just saying there are a lot of unique circumstances that occur in a global online environment that aren't going to happen at your local school. Interface. Where is this? There is a way. How do I make, isn't it like Control Shift U? Something like that? How do I pin this? Hang on. Ooh, I can enable link previews. That's cool. I can set up commands. I can set up highlights. Hotkeys, hang on. Dude, I do not remember how to pin Chatterino. I guess it doesn't matter, but there is like a way to pin Chatterino if I remember right, and it's so annoying to me that it won't let me. Right. Yeah, I love chess. I even like watching people play chess. But I've never been good. Well, that's not true. When I was very young, I was better than my peers. But they all were all low elo also. Once I started to play, even against computers in a lot of cases, I really struggled. I think the best computer I ever beat on chess.com was like 1600, I think. And that was the computer. That does not mean I would be able to compete with the 1600 actual person at all. Because those AIs have like quirks, and you can take advantage of them that you can't when you play with people. If that makes sense. Ooh. Dude, there is a way to get Chatterino to stay on top of everything else, and I do not remember how to do it. But we'll go with this for now. Yeah, that's really common though, not just in chess. Like ask Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get hit, right? That's just reality.
The hell energy flows from
God, I am not a big fan of the way this guy talks. All right. Man, I'm a wee bit hungry. Pretty sure.
a location in the
Already got this one. Yeah.
the well. But you've returned. The only flesh and
Oh, I got stuck on something.
between dimensions. So there may be a way.
Hang on.
Figures trying to access Olivia's
Fuck.
files. If you can get to the news terminal, we will provide you with information. That's all for now.
Yeah. I think I've got this one before, too. Oh, I hate this. This is going to be annoying. Because this game does not have a borderless window version. So this is not the correct one. I didn't take the correct path, I don't think. There's another climbable path somewhere. I just don't remember where. I've never gotten that rune trial either. Maybe this is it. Maybe I'm blind. Oh, yeah. Wait. We do this. And then there's a Doom guy here, but this isn't really a secret. Well, it's listed as one, but I've already got this one. Really? Okay. Okay, we're good to go. I think. This is going to take forever to get through. I may not do this online, actually. Because going through with the guide online is going to be really slow. I think I'll just do this after I get offline or off stream later. Because it's going to be annoying trying to navigate a walkthrough, beating a level on Ultra Kill, and being in chat. So I think I'm just going to hang out for a minute and then wrap up. Because it is 8 o'clock. I haven't streamed very long, but I'll be back on tomorrow like normal. It's Interesting that it still shows you guys Doom. Doom is not open anymore. Dude, even when I turn game capture off, it's still stuck there. That's so weird. I wonder why I did that. I've had it do that sort of thing before. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I actually don't know what I'm going to do for stream tomorrow at all. Haven't really thought about it. I haven't been streaming regularly, so I'm sort of behind on a lot of things. I do need to do Beyond Blue because it looks nice. It looks like something I could... I don't think I'm going to play through the entire plot because I don't believe there's a lot of plot there. I also really, really, really got to do the Godot thing. So there's a Godot Wild Jam out right now. Oh, Stimkey, you're in here, right? Dude, I got to show you this game. So this guy's making a game in Godot, and I followed him for a long time. And he put like some basic movement abilities in his game. And he figured out... Wait. Oh, okay. He figured out like roughly what the fastest speed you could reasonably get through a level was and things like that. Not even thinking that it would be that big of a deal. But then when speedrunners got a hold of it, bro, they absolutely took advantage, 100% took advantage of this dude's game and made it just insanely ridiculous, the things that they were able to pull off. So he, instead of deciding to patch everything, said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to make my game even better to speedrun. If there is a path that speedrunners are taking that takes them out of the map, I'm going to build a part of the map where that shortcut is so that they're never leaving the map, but they are doing the same speedrun strat, maybe with caveats. But I gotta find this fucking video that I watched, and I've unfortunately listened to a lot of music. Let me see if I can look up speed. Oh, no. Search my history. Oh, yeah. Xpeed. Xpeed. That's how you spell speed. Not shorts. Okay, let's see if speedrun is in there. Speedrunners broke this. So this guy, he's like, speedrunners broke my game, so I embraced it. And I have been watching this guy develop. I've been subscribed to him for like a year, maybe. So I remember the reason why I got interested was because, like Aptris, he used Trench Broom, which is a tool for making Quake maps. But then he would import the Trench Broom maps into Godot. And he built a game called Blood Thief, where your health and your speed, if I remember right, are affected by how much blood you have, right? And you're actually punished for sitting still. If you move, it is easier to hit enemies. If you hold still, they will always hit you first. And the blood that ends up on the ground, whenever you go over where there's blood on the ground, you speed up. And so your health and your movement is based on the blood. And speedrunners absolutely got fucking insane with it. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to embrace this.
In November 2023, I released an early beta for my game. And it didn't take long for speedrunners to completely destroy it. Take this level. On average, it takes players 5 to 10 minutes to beat, and speedrunners have managed to beat it in 11 seconds. Or this level. I made this game, and I can get a time of 38 seconds. And yet speedrunners have found a way to beat it in half that. How are they doing this? I've been spending the last year observing what speedrunners are doing to completely destroy my game. But instead of patching their shortcuts, fixing their mechanic exploits, and nerfing all their speedrunning tech, I've been embracing it. This video is about how I'm embracing speedrunning in my game, Blood Thief, and the journey I've gone on in the last 6 months to make it the best speedrunning game I can possibly make. In this time period, I've learned so much about game design that makes a game more speedrunnable, and I've also added a ton of features that I'm hoping will incentivize speedrunning. Particularly one feature that I've been keeping hidden up until now that I'm really excited to reveal. More on that later. And today, the official demo is finally available on Steam. Alright, let's jump in. One defining factor of so many great speedrunning games is that there are always these crazy mechanical bugs that speedrunners are able to exploit to their own advantage. And in Blood Thief, there are a ton of these. Like, for example, there's no cooldown on the crossbow fire, so speedrunners have found out that you can map the shoot button to scroll wheel and shoot like 10 explosive arrows all in like a millisecond and blow yourself across the map. They've also discovered that you can parry your own arrows, which allows you to basically fly utilizing the recoil from the parry. Neither of these I fixed because, I mean, come on, it's awesome. And about 4 months after that initial play,
You can parry your own arrows. So it's like the coin. It's like shooting coins, kind of, but you're parrying your own arrows. Very ultra kill, like.
completely revolutionized Blood Thief speedrunning. The seemingly
Yeah, so when I saw speedrunners taking advantage of this, I'm like, bro, ultra kill speedrunners are probably the ones that took full advantage of this, because there's a lot of similar. Yeah, parrying your shotgun. Exactly. There's a lot of similar mechanics.
innocuous ledge climb. Before this release, if you fell short of a ledge, you'd just fall to your death, which playtesters made sure to tell me was freaking infuriating. So I made it so if you fall short of a ledge, you just climb up it. But because I wanted every new mechanic to have a speedrunning twist, I made it so if you jump as your character is climbing up the ledge, you'll vault over it, thus giving you a forward boost that is good for both overcoming obstacles and preserving your speed. The speed at which you vault forward is determined by how fast you were going before you hit the ledge. What speedrunners discovered was that you could initiate a ground slam right in front of a ledge, which instantly gave you a ton of downward speed. And if you initiate a ledge climb while in the middle of a ground slam, all that downward speed will get transferred to useful forward speed. And thus the slam vault was born. And it's a great example of how if a bug is fun, I'm not fixing it. When I discovered it myself, I even tweaked the code a bit to make it more consistent and added a cool sound effect that plays when you pull it off to make.
So every time he found a bug, or every time a speedrunner found a bug, instead of patching it, he was like, let's make this better. Let's actually make it more consistent. Let's give them a little bit of juice, some screen shake and a sound. Like, I respect this guy's developing approach.
Equal. I want to talk about a classist piece of advanced tech. What runners have
I'm doing a walkthrough on this next level, and it's just gonna be boring, me watching a fucking video of where like the secrets and shit are. So I was like, well, I've only been on for like 2 hours today, but it is getting late. I'll probably just do that off stream. And I was waiting for Stemkey to come back from chess because I wanted to show him this guy.
As sea sliding. In short,
He did patch this. He did patch sea sliding. And he explains why, and it makes so much sense. I totally agree with him doing this.
sea sliding exploits Blood Thief's movement model, which is loosely based on Quake's movement, to allow the player to gain insane amounts of speed by crouching, strafing, and turning at the same time. When performed well, look at these insane speeds you can get. And at first I left this mechanic in because look at this, it's awesome. But what I quickly started to realize was that Sea Slide quickly became a one-size-fits-all mechanic to basically be competitive with any run. And all you had to do was basically master sea sliding and you were going to have a top time for sure. The issue with sea sliding was that it wasn't situational. What I think is, what makes for a fun speedrunning game, and any game for that matter, is having to use a variety of moves and strategies to get through and win.
Completely agree.
For example, which is one of my all-time favorite Blood Thief speedruns. The runner, Olvior, uses air dash to gain speed, then slide to preserve it, an angled wall jump to gain even more speed, a b-hop to preserve that speed, they grab the key, and then Olvior uses a slam vault to launch across the map, back into another ground slam to gain height to get the bow, and a rocket jump to boost himself across the map. That is dynamic as hell. And the reason this run is so interesting is that all the tech this runner used is extremely situational. You can't air dash without an enemy, you can't slide without blood, you can't wall jump without a wall, you can't bunny hop unless you have speed and a large straightaway, you can't ledge vault without a ledge, and you can't rocket jump unless you have explosive arrows. Sea Slide was this one-size-fits-all piece of tech that worked everywhere. And if it existed today, you would never see runs like this. So I had to nerf it. But it wasn't just a straight up nerf. I took the mechanic and I made it situational. I made it so if you crouch while you're on a slope, you gain insane amounts of speed. I also made it so you jump higher if you jump while moving upward on a slope, kind of like in Quake. Both pieces of situational tech I definitely think will come up later in the game. I feel like
Yeah,
having
surf
balanced
maps.
mechanics lessens the level design load on me, because now instead of having to think about every little level interaction I'm going to make for the player, I can kind of just create a playground and let the player make their own fun. I like to think of my levels like a skate park in that regard, which, yes, brings me to the next part of this video. Treating my levels like a skate park. Nakey Jakey has a great video on speedrunning, and in it he makes a really interesting comparison between speedrunning and skateboarding. Now, the only skateboard I've ever touched is my ripstick back in my glory days. Hold your horses, ladies, I'm taken. But I have played a ton of Skate, the video game. In fact, it's one of my all-time favorite games. And I think one of the things I love most about Skate is also a big part of the fun of speedrunning, and that is finding lines. In Blood Thief, going out of bounds is a huge part of speedrunning, like this route here. Out of bounds skips like this are all over the place in Blood Thief because you have this insane player controller that can basically fly. If I got rid of this route just because it was out of bounds, I think that would be a huge mistake, because like in Skate, it's super fun to try to sniff out these routes and try to pull them off. And also like in Skate, almost all the best lines are definitely not intended by the developer. The only problem is it's an incredibly jank experience going out of bounds and like seeing the end of the skybox and all that. Since these skips are so objectively cool, I wanted to essentially make them part of the game. So I basically moved the boundary back in these levels and made these skips inbounds. So this particular map went from this to this, and now it's one of my favorite parts of this level. Now, not all skips are created equal. For example, there was this shortcut in the beta that someone found, and I actually ended up completely blocking this one by putting spikes around this pole here. The general philosophy I'm using with skips is that they have to require skill or creativity to find and pull off, preferably more so than the intended route. In this case, the skip, in my opinion, was actually a lot more boring than a lot of the actual inbound routes that you could take, and that was lame, so I patched it. I think one of the things I've had to learn about game design is that players will never play the game how I think that they're gonna play it, and
Dude, that's so true. They never will. They will always find a
if you try to
way.
force the player to play in the way you intend, you're just missing out and you're doing your game a disservice. At first I was worried speedrunners would be mad at their runs being destroyed when I did this part, but what I found with this approach is that speedrunners actually don't mind when a cheesy skip is patched out. In fact, they're happy. At the end of the day, speedrunners just want a fun challenge, just like any other gamer. And if you fix something that trivializes their experience, they'll be happy. So this type of gameplay here, this is fun. It's creative, frenetic, challenging, but the problem is speedrunners are such a small percentage of players. What I found watching playtesters is that a lot of players were playing Blood Thief like this.
I don't know. I haven't played it. Maybe you're right, but I honestly don't know.
Kinda sucks, to be honest. The truth of the matter is Blood Thief is at its most fun when you're trying to go fast and shoot.
I kind of have the opposite philosophy. Like,
In other words, playing like
if you were to make like a side-scrolling platformer game like Celeste, but you were to make air dashes and hypers a little bit easier, that would just raise the skill ceiling, I
a
think.
speedrunner. And just to be
Because skill floor and skill ceiling aren't the same
clear,
thing.
this isn't a skill issue. Of course, most players
Do you see what I'm saying? That's that's very often confused, is skill floor and skill ceiling. So you can have a really low skill floor, but an incredibly high skill ceiling, like piano. Piano does not take too much work to figure out how to play. You hit keys, you hit certain shapes, they sound good. You press a pedal, those notes are sustained. That's it. But then if you were to look at like an absolute top tier pianist, you wouldn't say, "Oh, piano's too easy." You'd be like, "What the actual fuck?"
are going to start out playing a lot like this. What I've observed is that a lot of players will play it safe and take the path of least resistance. I'm in this bucket, by the way. I find myself being this type of gamer all
The issue that he's going to have is that Godot is not. Yeah, right. Well, like there are some instruments that have a high skill ceiling and a high skill floor, and then there are some instruments that have a low skill floor but a really high skill ceiling. Right? So like you don't need a lot of skill to play the bass. Not trying to diss my bass players out there. You ever go watch fucking Jocko play a bass, or Claypool, or I don't know. There's a ton of absolutely insane bass players in the world that are they're just insane. There's no other way to describe them. They make no sense how well they can play. But to just pick up a bass, you know, fret a note and play it, you're very rarely playing chords. You very rarely need to arpeggiate anything. It's a very easy stringed instrument to initially get into. The piano is a very easy instrument to initially get into. I think the guitar is a little more difficult because there is greater reliance on arpeggios and chords, which takes memorization and a little bit of time to work out. And maybe it hurts your fingers if you're a new player, or it's hard to stretch certain chords if you're a new player. I would actually say that it's like a medium skill floor for like a guitar. And then there are certain instruments that have an insanely high skill floor, like a violin. Violin is it is, in my opinion, a lot more difficult to get a good sound out of a violin than it is even a guitar. I could put a guitar in drop D, you play the top 3 strings, you got a power chord, you're done. You see what I'm saying? But you're not fretting notes in the same way as you do with the guitar on a violin because there are no fret markers. And the tuning is different, and you're not playing with your fingers, you're playing with the bow. Right? So there's a lot of like things that go into even beginning to play a violin well, right? To even begin getting good sounds out of it that don't sound like a screeching cat dying. So my issue with this is, oh man, the skill floor looks really low. My issue with this, and I can't gauge it because I haven't played it, is how high is the skill ceiling? Because it may be that there is an absolutely batshit high skill ceiling that we're not seeing because this game is only a demo that's still being patched. It hasn't even officially been released yet.
All the time.
And the complaint I was going to make before is that Godot is notoriously difficult to make mods for because it's just not built with that in mind. You basically have to program in your own mod system for players to be able to mod your game or give them access to the entire project, like the whole source code. And then they can open up your game in Godot and make their own levels and stuff. And I feel like with a movement system like this, if you were to give players the ability to make their own maps, their own enemies, right, for them to be able to interact with it, then skill ceiling is going to be infinite because they're just going to make more and more and more and more difficult maps. You're going to have insane surfing maps and insane Kaizo levels, basically.
Push players to take risks,
but I don't know.
Better and go out of their comfort zone. How do we incentivize people to play like speedrunners? One popular way is with force. No, not that type of force. What I mean is with games like Mullet Mad Jack, where you literally die if you go too slow. Or more recently with Cruel, where there's a roaring fire that's constantly chasing you. I'm hesitant to use a strategy like this though, because I want players to also have the...
Yeah, instead what he did was he made it so that if you sit still, enemies have an advantage over you. So anytime, I'm not going to finish this whole video because it's quite long, but anytime you're sitting perfectly still, the enemy will always have first hit on you. And if your blood bar is empty, you have no health. You're one hit. It's like playing hardcore. If they hit you one time, you're dead. So you actually have to move to keep from dying, which I do like. I do like that as an incentive. That movement prevents you from dying and sitting still will kill you. So you are incentivized to move. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks awesome. Maybe you think it's too easy. I don't know. I'm going to hold judgment on how easy or hard I think it is until after I play it, which I probably will. I'll probably play the demo at some point, see what it's like. But obviously our skill levels are not the same when it comes to this type of game, so I don't know. Hopefully he does scale it pretty well though. And if not, hopefully he builds in a system that will allow players to make their own maps. That way, even if the entry level is easy. Yeah. Yeah. I like Ultra Kill. I think it's a good game. And this has nothing to do with my skill in the game. I don't like it as much as other people do. Like, the gameplay is really good, but I don't give a shit about like the plot, what little of a plot there is. Do you know what I mean? it is definitely a game that is geared almost exclusively toward people that are really good at its mechanics. And I don't have an issue with that. It's just not my thing. It's sort of like people that are really good at playing like Mario Kaizos, right? Um, it takes a certain person that really enjoys that sort of thing. Or a better example would be troll levels, because troll levels are literally built to be infuriating, and yet people love them. I don't know that I would. You know what I mean? Um, I I feel like it's hard to judge negatively, but I feel like very few games are ever good at more than one thing. They are usually only good at one particular thing, maybe two. So Celeste, I think, is good at two things. Celeste, the gameplay can get really grueling and incredibly difficult with an incredibly high skill ceiling, but it also has a great story. Like, the entire thing is an allegory for overcoming mental illness. It's a very simple story. Climb the fucking mountain. But like there's an emotional resonance with a game like Celeste. I don't have any emotional resonance with Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill is fun, but I don't think back fondly on the story and go, man, I really, God, that just, it brought me to tears or whatever. And I do think that story is one of the few parts of a game that can make a bad game, I won't say good, but that can redeem a bad game, right? Because like Soma doesn't have a whole lot of interesting mechanics or anything going for it. There's no gameplay mechanics in Soma that really stand out. But the narrative is just so fucking good. Outer Wilds does have some unique mechanics in it. But again, it's the narrative. It's the vibe of the game. If you have a game that doesn't have a good narrative, it has to be really, 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 really good in the gameplay arena, which I think is what Ultra Kill is. Ultra Kill is like, we're going to have absolutely insane mechanics, absolutely insane gameplay, huge skill ceiling, but the plot is just going to be kind of goofy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's okay. Yeah, see, like, I don't know that you can really include arcade games too much, which it's weird thinking of Minecraft as an arcade game. But yeah, I guess in most cases, what I think of an arcade game is literally a game that relies solely on mechanics, like chess. Chess is just mechanics. There is no story. I mean, I guess you could concoct one. The queen has betrayed me or whatever, but yeah, that may be true. Yeah, I guess the thing is that like a really difficult Minesweeper level or a really difficult game of chess doesn't feel casual, but I do see what you mean. It's a game that can be played casually, not necessarily an exclusively casual game. I also think that there are casual games that do have narrative. That's totally Animal Crossing. Probably would be an example. I've never played it. I don't know. I shouldn't have used that as an example. And to be fair, there are definitely games from the past that don't necessarily have deep plot, like Mario. Mario does not have a deep plot. You're saving the princess, Princess Peach, from the evil Bowser, right? Or initially from Donkey Kong. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think if you have a game that doesn't have a spectacular narrative, the art style and gameplay really has to make up for it. I will say it has a great OST. There is like some plot with Mario. It depends on how far back you go. Yeah, I completely. That's a thing. Like I worry about Klubnica because you you make a game that blows up and you have a style of game you like to make, but now you're supporting the one game that made you money. You know what I mean? That's got to kind of suck. Like at first you're excited. You're like, man, I'm making a bunch of money. I'm doing what I love. I get to dump my passion into this thing. But after a couple of years, it's got to get old, you know? That's why some developers literally only make one big game and then that's it. Like, I was going to say like Mojang with Minecraft, but the original developer of Minecraft is planning on making another game because he thinks the handling of Minecraft after it was sold is bad. Yeah. Yeah. See, but Myst really, okay, so Myst excelled at 3 things. You have to contextualize it within the time frame of its like original execution, right? So Mist Riven, Exile. Those first 3 games graphically were head and shoulders above everything else. Now, was it 60 FPS, 4K? No. But the first time you take one of those underwater roller coaster rides in Riven on your PlayStation, your mind is blown. The beauty of it is so spectacular. You've not seen anything like that in game form. Then the second thing is the puzzles. Insanely convoluted, insanely frustrating, but insanely satisfying when you figure them out. And the third thing is story. And story is where they really started to fall off. I feel like they fell off after 4. I feel like Myst 5 was where... Have a good night. I'm about to get off here anyway. Myst 5 is really where they fell off. In my opinion, is where they fell off. Myst 4 was okay. I like the redemption arc for his son, you know? But the first 3 are definitely, story-wise, the absolute best. Especially if you, like, read the books. The story is so interesting and so good. I agree with that. I do. I completely agree with that. If you can have a gameplay mechanic that conveys a portion of the story, then you are a top-tier storyteller. And it's hard to do. It is hard to do. It is so much easier just to do exposition. A section of story, then gameplay. A section of story, and then gameplay. You know? Absolutely. Absolutely agree. I think to a degree, the original Talos Principle did it well. At first, they all feel arbitrary, right? Until you get to the tower. And then when you get to the tower, you realize that the story and the puzzle are the same thing at that point. So they start off as like 2 separate pieces, and then they slowly bleed together until you get to the tower. And then the tower, the story and the puzzles are one, kind of. King's Quest, though, the puzzles and the story were always together. Always together. I can't think of a single puzzle in those games that wasn't important to the plot. Like, I have to hand it to them. They did a really good job of that. There was another one, too. Unwritten Tales. Unwritten Tales did a pretty good job of combining story and puzzle. Except I feel like there was less circumstances. Like King's Quest, you could make choices. I don't remember making choices in Unwritten Tales. So one thing that it didn't do as well. You know, but like you getting stuck in a cave is a puzzle. You uncovering, you know, some ancient civilization or powerful artifact was a puzzle, and so on and so forth. But I completely, dude, that's so hard to do though. It is so hard to make gameplay and story one. Doom, while it doesn't have a great story, it kind of does. It kind of does a pretty good job at it. There aren't really puzzles, but in a lot of games, you stop for the story and then you play the game. In Doom, you kind of can, but for the most part, it keeps you moving. And the story unravels as you're doing what you need to do, killing demons, right? And there are like small things that you're sort of forced into doing that have consequences later. That's actually the only one negative thing. Whatever you do is going to have consequences. Very linear. I was going to say The Witness. The Witness is the best puzzle game I've ever played where the puzzles have nothing to do with the plot at all. They have nothing to do with the plot. They are two totally separate things. But there's not really a plot either. Man, The Witness is just a weird outlier. I don't know why that game works so well. I actually don't understand why it's so good. There kind of is. There kind of sort of is. There is sort of the underlying premise that you're playing as the developer who is developing the game and who has sort of gone mad and is trapped in a world of his own creation. And there are secrets that you unlock that sort of reveal that fact. But it's only implicit, not explicit. It never explicitly says. Would I call that a plot? I don't know if there's enough plot points for that to be a plot. So I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's enough to be a plot. But there is kind of a story there. Again, though, like I said, it is such an outlier. It is such an incredible outlier. It makes no sense that that game is as good as it is when it doesn't have any. It has one interesting mechanic, which is environmental puzzles. It has a beautiful art style and no plot. That's like why is it still so good? I don't understand. I actually don't get it. I feel like you could be mediocre at multiple things and make a great game. If your game has mid gameplay, mid art style, mid narrative, like right down the middle, you're already better than the majority of games that have failed at all those things. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, the one problem with The Witness is that there is logic to the puzzles that you may forget. That's the only issue. You may forget the logic and have trouble getting back into it. But I definitely like games that are easy for you to get back into. I am a fan of that. I actually think that with an older population of gamers now, because my generation is probably the biggest generation of gamers. I could be wrong. There might be more Gen Z now, but Gen Z's getting up there too, right? So a lot of us are going to work. We have responsibilities. Like my whole day today was dedicated to people that rely on me pretty much, right? We need games that are considerate about that and give you refreshers, I swear. Because like there are games that I have played some of and then stopped. And I feel like if you could ease me back into that game, I would continue the story. Like Cyberpunk, I don't remember exactly where I was when I last for my ability to get back into that game. I do agree. I do think that Witness is still more of a casual game. I think the thing that I'm realizing having this conversation is that it's actually a lot more difficult to define games than I thought it was. It's actually a lot more complicated than I thought it was. Hang on. Though, okay, there is one caveat. So, easy to learn, accessible, and designed for a wide audience. I wouldn't say that The Witness is necessarily easy to learn, but I will give it that. The thing that I would worry about is that it's designed for a wide audience. I don't know if The Witness is. You know what? I think I'll give it to that too. And they say they're often short, but Casual games are usually denoted by being short, relaxing, or being able to play in short bursts, which you're absolutely correct about that. But what I will say is that The Witness maybe has a broader base than something like Doom. Like, I could probably convince my 74-year-old mom to play The Witness. I don't think I could convince her to play Doom. You know something? And I don't think this has anything to do with my skill level at all. As I've gotten older, I've enjoyed first person, like single player games more. I like the experience more. It's more comfortable. I still like a good online game occasionally, but I don't think they're as good as they used to be. You get a couple outliers every now and then. You know, you can play Path of Exile with friends online or Marvel Rivals or something. But I don't get the same feeling for multiplayer games as I did when I was playing Halo 3 with my friends. I don't think I'm ever getting that back. And I think I've spent years trying to recapture that feeling, and you can't. So single player games at least allow for a new kind of experience each time I play one. Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Another thing that you'll start to, I don't know if you will, but that I started to experience was, why am I so preoccupied with being good at this particular game when I could go do something productive? And I know that sounds like an old person thing to say, but like, do I want to spend 1,000 hours learning how to play Spider-Man and Marvel Rivals, or do I want to spend 1,000 hours learning how to be absolute fucking Chad at the guitar? Right? Like, I feel like the number of girls that are going to be impressed with your Spider-Man gameplay is going to be considerably less than the number of girls that are impressed by you being really fucking good at guitar. It doesn't have to be guitar, by the way. I'm just using that as an example. It could be painting. It could be a whole bunch of, you know what I mean? Something maybe more creative. Also, there's the potential for money, not necessarily with guitar. There pretty much isn't any potential there. But I was thinking, like, you know, if you're the type of person to learn how to write a book or learn how to paint fucking masterpieces or whatever. Yeah, I think that really appeals, especially to people with ADHD, because there's that instant dopamine hit, right? So when you get good at a game, you're instantly, what's the word? You get the feeling of accomplishment instantly, where a lot of things in real life take a lot longer. So like, take my friend Jordan, who works out all the time, right? When he first started, he didn't get that satisfaction instantly, right? But now he is reaping the rewards of 10 years of working out 4 times a week, every week, bulking, cutting, lifting. Like, he is reaping the rewards of that. He's the healthiest motherfucker I know. It's ridiculous. Dude will get COVID. I remember I got COVID. I'm hallucinating in bed for a week. Bro gets COVID 2 days. 2 days and he was fine. 2 days. He had like one bad day and one kind of mediocre day, and then he was fine. He's just over it, right? But it doesn't have to be working out. It could be, it could even be playing like real physical games, like going to a basketball court and playing basketball with your friends. Although I think that to a lesser degree, because the probability of you being a professional basketball player is really slim, but the probability of you, say, if you dedicate 10,000 hours to guitar, you 100% can make an album. Pretty much just period. Like 99.9% of people that spend 1,000 hours learning how to play guitar could make music. It's just how that works. Right, the satisfaction makes you come back, but what you're going to have to, the point I'm trying to get at is that you're going to have to learn how to prioritize things that take longer to give you that satisfaction. Learn to prioritize things that are difficult, literally for the sake of them being difficult, without that instant feedback. Learn how to spend time with things that don't give you instant feedback, that take a long time to get good at or to build something with. You're still young, so you don't have to really worry about that yet. But I will say that is probably a good thing to invest your time into once you start getting around adulthood. You know, for some people, it's like, I don't know, I'm going to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Other people go to the gym. I'm picking physical things now. Other people learn how to paint. Some people learn an instrument. Some people learn how to write. And all those things take a really long time to get good at, but they pay dividends. Hell, learn how to invest your money. You know, there are definitely bros that are like, I'm going to learn how to game cryptocurrencies. And I wish I was one of them bros, because I would be living on my private island right now, but I'm not. So Doge has actually been going down in price recently. I may buy more soon. This is not financial advice, by the way. But if it continues to go down, there is a lower bound I expect it to bounce off of, but it's going to take probably 6 months for that to happen. I could be wrong, but I get that feeling. We need to feel the consequences of this presidency on the economy before. Yeah, it has gone down considerably. I need to look at the last year. Oh, I don't know when the new level is going to be, but if I had to guess, it's going to be around, where are you? 19 cents per coin here pretty soon, if I had to guess. But it's probably going to get as low. Hang on. As 10, yeah. If it gets down to 10, I'm going to buy a bunch of it. If that happens, I absolutely will. 10 cents a coin? Holy shit. Yeah, I'll get 1,000 of them for $100. And then if it goes up to $1, I make $1,000. You know, I doubt it will, but I actually want to go back and play Hollow Knight again too. I want to start completely fresh and completely rebuild it. My character, because one thing was that helped me at the end to actually beat the game was the realization that I need to not listen to chat. Because chat are like, you should invest in this and you should learn how to do this and do all these magical things and blah, blah. And I realized that I was really good at just using the nail. Like actual physical combat, I was fine with that. The physical combat was fine. Incorporating all the magic stuff, it felt like I was investing a whole bunch of experience into things that I didn't use a lot. So instead, what I did was I invested in things that buffed my health and my damage, and then I beat the fucking game with like no issues. I was like, I should have just done that in the first place. Hang on. Oh, I've seen this before. It's on, or it was on my wish list. I don't know why it's gone now, but it was on my wish list. I've seen this. Yeah, black and white mountain climbing, first person. Yeah.
Ways to the top, so keep your energy up, lad. Don't be hasty.
It's basically black and white getting over it.
We at the official Ascension Society have been watching your progress closely.
Okay, that wasn't cool that they yoinked the brick from him.
Out for another stamp, are we? We're just on a wee break here.
Good luck to you. I do hope you've got the endurance.
Each peak serves as a way to introduce a new aspect of climbing, whether that's the types of holds, obstacles, weather conditions, and what have you. It's up to you to identify these.
Why are you smoking a pipe climbing a mountain? That makes no sense. Lady, you should not be mountain climbing with a dress or whatever that is.
As I always say, the climb shows your true character, and the peak frees your soul.
Maybe when it goes on sale, I'll grab it.
You're one of them peak bagging types, eh? I'm something of a mountaineer myself.
I feel like this game would be good in VR. Does it have VR? I feel like it probably does. Wow, this thing went down in price so fast. It was like $120 at launch. The premium edition is still $100, but I feel like I knew that. I feel like someone has told me about this MacGyver musical already. I swear someone has already shared this with me at some point. Like Sigourn or somebody.
The music director. I came on as a
Maybe.
initially. Myself
Maybe you, yeah.
two theater collaborators were hired.
Because we've talked about MacGyver before. I loved MacGyver the show. The only episodes of MacGyver I didn't like were the episodes where it was just stories from other episodes. Like they'd have a party and they would go back through memorable moments. And the reason why I didn't like it was because when I was a kid, that was cool. But as an adult, streaming it in a giant block on Netflix or whatever, it's like I just watched that episode.
Script with him a few years ago. But because I'm also a musician, pianist, MD, I kind of slid into this role when we moved from the writing process into the production process. I've been working with Peter literally daily for like feels like years now. You know, there was something in this process that we realized at some point.
It's amazing to me that so many people came together and were like, you know what? Let's make a MacGyver musical.
MacGyver could be anyone, and everyone has a MacGyver inside of them, and it's just that sort of wherewithal, the presence of mind, being in the moment, being able to show up with.
No, I don't feel like doing that this time around, Stemkey. No hate, but I am actually starting to get tired. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking my old ass needs to lay down, make a pizza or something. But I mean, I'm going to be back on tomorrow. If you want to show me, I'll definitely do that. But I'm starting to feel beat. I didn't sleep well. Well, I actually kind of slept too well, but it's hard to explain. Only when you're old can you sleep too much. Go figure. I slept like 12 hours or something, and I have a migraine I've been trying to kick all day, and it's starting to win. So I think I'm going to maybe make an unhealthy pizza. I need to find something to watch, though. I need a good recommendation for like some comfort food television or movie to watch. Because I think I am going to just jump off the computer and go watch something dumb. Watch Gotham Trek. The problem with Star Trek is I have seen, of the classic shows, everything. I've seen all the original show. I have seen all of Next Generation, all of Deep Space Nine, all of Voyager, which is my least favorite. Although it has its moments. There are some good Voyager episodes. But I've seen it all. And a big part of the reason why I've seen it all is because of this. Man, maybe I'm going to have to actually watch Stargate SG-1. I have been thinking about it lately because I was never really into it when I was when the show was live, but because of Pluto. Literally because of Pluto, because I'm not logged in right now, but they have a whole bunch of Star Trek episodes. Like if you go into sci-fi, they have the original series is playing right now. I remember this episode. This is either the Mob episode or the World War II episode. I think this might be the World War II episode. Voyager is on right now, and Deep Space Nine is on right now. This one also plays Next Generation occasionally. So these two, I don't remember if they switch or not, but one of them switches. I think it's this one switches between the original series and Next Generation. And these are just Voyager and Deep Space Nine, but I have seen them all because it's on Peacock, I think. So I went back after watching it on Pluto for a long time and was like, I wonder if there's any episodes I missed. The problem I had with SG-1 was I didn't much care for the characters. Like the MacGyver guy is cool, whose name, for whatever reason, eludes me. I don't know why I've forgotten his name. But no one really stood out as particularly likable. Oh, wow. That's not the correct password. Dang. Okay, found it. Hang on, chat. TV shows. Pretty sure it's Peacock. Search for Star Trek. Because it's either Peacock. It's either Peacock or Paramount. It might be Paramount, actually. Shit. Hang on. Because my mom has Paramount. Why do so many people show up? I go to wrap up stream and so many. I'm gonna have to start having late night streams. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna have like an early stream that's like 2 to 6, and then another one like take a 2-hour break and come back and do like 8 to 4. I'm just gonna have to do that because viewers start to roll in when it gets late. But I think it's a bunch of new people because most of my viewers know that I'm on earlier. Dude, I actually logged in correctly. All right, hang on. If there's audio, I'm sorry. But apparently Sonic is on here, so now I'm going to have to watch Sonic 3. Yeah, okay. Star Trek is on Paramount. So it has all the things. So what I did was after watching a whole bunch of it on Pluto, I went back and started watching them on here, and I completed the entire Voyager series, the entire Next Generation series, the entire Deep Space Nine, the original show, and most of Enterprise. Oh, I even watched all of Lower Decks, unless there's a new season. And I watched the first season of Discovery and like the first episode of Picard. I think I'm going to go back and watch more Discovery. It was pretty good. Picard was meh. This was good, but I started to get burned on it. I think I'm on the last season. Anyway. Yeah. That was part of the problem, was that he was kind of still MacGyver-y. But yeah, you know what? I might actually try to watch some SG-1. That's not a bad idea. Scorpions. Yeah, Scorpions was okay, except the guy that it's based on is so full of shit. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I'm sure he's very smart, but he's full of shit. Hang on. If you're talking about the same show, the one about the geniuses, maybe it is Scorpion. The show. I liked the first season. I watched the first season of it. But you kind of have the right idea. Like, it was a good ensemble cast. It actually was a pretty good ensemble cast. They were enjoyable, and Robert Patrick played his character so perfectly. Yeah, they never upgraded it either. Yeah, I wonder if that is still up. It looks like a it looks like a oh no, they updated it. You sons of bitches. They updated it, chat. It used to look like it was an Angel Fire website. I swear to God it did. Jesus Christ. But like those, I used to love those old sci-fi shows. Like, I've seen all of Farscape. I've seen all of Firefly in the movie, right? Serenity, I think, is the name of the movie. I've seen Lex. Oh my God, who remembers Lex? Who remembers Lex, this show? Lex, I don't know how they did it, and I don't care. I know it's sexist of me, but it's fucking on here for free. They always found somehow the most ridiculously attractive women. It is bizarre, but they found the most ridiculously attractive women for that fucking show. How they did it, I don't know. They were just like, we have our pick of supermodels, so we're gonna put them on this show. I swear to God. Like every female lead in that show was like a supermodel. It was like having every lead be Charlize Theron or something. It didn't make sense. You know, like you watch like Farscape, okay? I can't remember her name, but the girl that played Chiana, very beautiful, beautiful woman, right? But the woman, Claudia Black, who played Aaron's son, she's an attractive woman, but she's not like a supermodel. And I don't mean that in any disrespect, Claudia. Definitely had a crush on you when I was younger. Not trying to diss you at all. But you look like a hardened soldier type. You don't look like a frail supermodel type, where in Lex, the lead was always the frail supermodel type. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, she only ever wanted to be the dead guy, and the dead guy, no, you're right. Yeah, I remember that. Damn, I got to go back and rewatch it. And Stanley, the little asshole, but also Red Dwarf. I have seen everything except like the last 2 seasons of Red Dwarf. Me and my dad used to watch this when I was a kid. So I've seen all of Red Dwarf. Again, absolutely, totally fucking bizarre. A blast to watch. If you just want like something fun and stupid, it takes a while to get into, but once you get into, like, once you watch the first series, if you can get through it, you're going to end up loving the characters in it and watching a ton of it. Dude, I watched a bunch of Andromeda. The problem with Andromeda with Kevin Sorbo is that they did such a bad job with the main bad guys, the main aliens, these guys. The main aliens look so bad.
The system's Commonwealth.
No, I have not seen all of this, though. I will give you
The
that.
greatest civilization in history has fallen. But now, one ship.
Here's the thing. The thing that always got me about this show was Kevin Sorbo is actually a good campy 90s lead. Like, you can make Kevin Sorbo work for sure. And the ship looks fantastic. Like, it is a cool looking spaceship, but their creature design was meh. Dude, the OG Twilight Zone, seen them all. I've seen all of them. I haven't seen the new ones.
On the Starship Andromeda, hope lives again.
This show would have worked too because it was a Gene Roddenberry show. I just really think that the creature designer could have done a better job because all the alien monsters look dumb. They just look so dumb. Look at these. Look at them. How did Gene Roddenberry fail so bad at what I saw of it was not bad. And Lexa Doig or whatever, she was in a bunch of shows from that era. There is also, this reminds me of another space show, Babylon 5. I believe it. I believe it. She is very beautiful. But Babylon 5, oh my God, the OG, I've also seen the new one. But dude, I have seen almost every episode of the original Babylon 5. I've seen almost all of it. Maybe not all of it, but Babylon 5 did something that Andromeda didn't do, which was they actually had really, really good character design. Their aliens looked good for the most part. There were so many, like, other than the guys that look like hawks or whatever, although they even speculate that they might be related to the human race, which is why they look the way they do. But they have an entire section of their space station that has a different atmosphere that you have to wear a mask to go through, which is something that even Star Trek didn't do. It's like, obviously not all aliens are going to breathe oxygen. They could breathe carbon dioxide, which would kill a person, right? Plants breathe carbon dioxide, so it's not unreasonable that something alive would. Very campy. but I enjoyed the shit out of it. I'm not gonna lie. I also, there's like this one lead alien character, a female that helps the captain, and I cannot remember her name, but she is a good fucking actress. Like, she really nailed her role. I would agree. But I don't think that Babylon 5's character-driven plot was as good as Deep Space Nine's character-driven plot. Because around the time the character-driven plot in Deep Space Nine starts to, like, when it starts to fall apart, and it's no longer like it's episodic shows, like, we're good, right? It's episodic episodes, we're good. But the overarching plot starts to get weak. They engage in war with the Dominion. You start going through the wormhole a lot more. You start interacting with new species like the Jem'Hadar. And because of that, when the show started to falter, they started to explore more. And so it actually lasted through the whole show. You can reasonably get through all of Deep Space Nine without getting too bored. About the time you start to get bored of something, they change it all up, which I respect. Voyager, however, even though they do all this exploration, it gets boring really quickly, and you can tell that the Borg plot was literally, we got to finish this show. We've got to wrap it up. We got to wrap this up. And they, however, did kind of the same thing where halfway through the plot, it started to get weak, so they did 7 of 9. 7 of 9 carried that show for a while. She actually, the 7 of 9 actress, unbelievably gorgeous, but also fucking great actress, dude. Fuck, what is her name? Jerry Ryan. Jerry Ryan's a solid actress, man. Yeah, so here's my thing, actress. I would be afraid of Mass Effect because they fucked up Halo. If they did Mass Effect, they'd probably fuck it up. Halo could have been a great miniseries. Yes, she was. You're right. Yes, she was. Jerry Ryan did an episode where she raises a Borg, I think called One of One, if I remember right. And the spoilers, Borg sacrifices itself to save the ship. And it's the first time you begin to see her experiencing real human emotion. And it was not that she showed emotion, it's that she showed a character trying to restrain themselves from expressing emotion, which is way fucking harder. It is way harder to like method act a character that is deeply sad, but that doesn't want to show that they're sad. That is way harder to do than having some big outburst, right? When I saw that episode, I was like, fuck, okay. Actually solid actress. But while I do think that her and Chakotay were kind of a good ship, it just, that whole plot was sort of meh to me, you know? It's just whatever. Who cares? Yeah, I wasn't that invested in them getting together. In fact, the best romantic ship was when Chakotay and Catherine Janeway almost got together because they got stranded on a planet in one episode. Fuck, man, I've watched way too much sci-fi, Chad. I've watched too much. I've seen too much. Seen too much of it. I remember almost all of it. But no, yeah, I might go back and rewatch Andromeda. I haven't seen Lex in a while, so I might watch that. Stargate SG-1, I might watch because I could see myself getting into that. SG-1's probably at the top of that list, actually. What other campy space romp? Hang on. Shows similar to Star Trek. I'm curious what we get. Dude, Battlestar Galactica was so good. I have not even heard of Mutant X, so I'm going to have to check that out. Orville, actually, the first couple seasons of Orville were actually really good. I like Stargate Universe. No one else did. But the new Battlestar Galactica is super good. But again, it is character driven. So if you don't like that, you're probably not going to like it. First season of Dark Matter. Actually really enjoyed it. They just fucked up so much stuff in that. This could have been a great show and they ruined it. They ruined this show. Expanse, I saw a portion of the first season. It looked to be amazing, but I never finished it. So I might have to go back for I feel like The Expanse would be a good one. Dark Matter, man. Killjoys too. I'm surprised Killjoys isn't mentioned here. A lot more fun than serious, but Killjoys, yeah. Killjoys was just a fun, stupid space action show. Well, I remember getting through. I only watched the first season, but I remember toward the end of the first season, I'm like, oh, they're gonna fuck this up. They're gonna fuck this story up. I feel like they're gonna fuck this story up, and I never revisited it because I actually got kind of emotionally involved, like invested in that show, and I knew that they were gonna fuck it up. And Killjoys, I wasn't emotionally invested in, but it was fun. It's just about bounty hunters in space. Really campy, really stupid, but if you're just wanting a fun space movie show, I mean,
Our agents are guided by one principle, one code. What is that code?
The warrant is all. You are locked and served.
but yeah, it was just fun and stupid.
We will cross contested.
Yeah, I agree. Killjoys too, I think, although it has less of a premise, but the idea of bounty hunters in space, unless you have really interesting characters, that can't last long. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That actually wins out completely. You're right. I forgot about that. The who are we, right? Once you figure out who we are. Babylon 5 did sort of this, not Babylon 5, Battlestar Galactica did sort of the same thing, actually. But by the time you thought you knew everybody, that started to unravel really quickly. So it worked better with that, I think. Because you start to question who are the Cyclones, right? Because one thing that Battlestar Galactica, the new one, did really well was that the Cyclones look like people, or they can look like people. And it's like, who among us is a traitor? Who among us is this enemy species? And then you start to realize that the Cyclone or whatever, that not all of them, Cylons, not all of them are bad. Because a lot of them, the reason why they're able to mimic humans so well is because they don't even know that they are Cylons. There's like a trigger song that triggers a whole bunch of them into realizing that they are Cylons. And so that whole time they thought they were people. I watched a portion of the first season. My mom loves that show. But you have the right idea. It's not something that you're going to like. You know what I did watch a lot of that's related, though? I watched all of Warehouse 13. I watched all of it with my ex. Warehouse 13 was really good. I saw the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian, thought it looked real, or really enjoyed it. And then I saw clips of the 3rd season, and I'm like, oh no. What did you do? I have not watched all of Eureka, but it's got the same kind of vibe. Supernatural, honestly, is a lot of fun, but I got like 11 seasons in, and it gets old after a while. It lived too long. That show lasted too long. They could have finished it after like 6 seasons, and it would have been an amazing show. Maybe not even that far. Librarians, I've seen almost all the Librarians too. Yeah, I've seen almost all of the Librarians also. It's interesting that I've seen almost all of the Librarians, including a bunch of the movies and all of Warehouse 13, but I have not seen Eureka. Haven't really watched it. So you're right. Eureka's probably got to go to the top of the list because I enjoyed both the Librarians and Warehouse 13. Oh God, that's just what we need. Even more. I'm sure it'll probably be good though. There was something in here that I saw that I was like, damn, I might want to watch it too. But now, I was going to say the original Quantum Leap was good. I enjoyed the original Quantum Leap. I also liked both the original Outer Limits and the remake. The 90s remake. I don't know if there's a newer one. V. I remember V. I've actually seen a bunch of V too. I want to say I saw the first episode of Caprica, but that was it. Oh, a Foundation series. I would be curious if that's good, but it's only on Apple TV because I read the first one. I think there's like 2 or 3. I think this was a trilogy. I didn't read all of it, but the first one I did on audiobook when I was working at a dollar store stocking shelves. Oh, Alphas is another one I have not seen. But yeah, I knew Eureka and Warehouse 13 crossed over from both sides, if I remember right. The sheriff or whatever ends up in Warehouse 13 at some point. Westworld, I hear, is really good, but I haven't seen it. I heard Continuum. I don't actually remember if I heard that it was good or that it was just fun. I don't remember. Oh, The Magicians was another one. I watched part of The Magicians. I can't. Under the Dome is good, but that's Stephen King. The reason why I didn't like The Magicians, what I watched of it, was that I actually know a little bit about the occult, and it gets so much stuff, like it half-assed so much stuff. Like there is a lot of occult information. So there is actually some consistency in many of the systems within the occult, at least within Western occultism, and you absolutely could make a really good show where you just operate under the assumption that that shit is real. And then once you do, you have a really interesting premise for a story. And yeah, they didn't do that at all. They went very Christian Wicca nonsense with it, which was really annoying. I heard Dark was really good. I saw the first season of the original Dark Matter. Is there a Dark Matter 2024? No, I have not heard of this. It's on Apple Plus. Wow. Interesting. Does look interesting. Believe it or not, yeah. Yeah, you're actually right. So like I know a lot of interesting occult stories because I read a lot of that stuff growing up. And yeah, even like the tests of looking at the cards, the idea of ectoplasm, the manifestation of things you're thinking about is actually founded very much in the occult. But there are like stories. So the Key of Solomon would be a good one. And the idea is that you basically summon and control a series of demons. I think there are 72. And gain access to your, quote, holy guardian angel. But if you were to make a show about a guy who is obsessed with this idea, who in each episode tries to summon a different one and has to deal with the consequences of that, you could make a really well-grounded story with at least 72 episodes about a guy who is deeply embedded in the occult and experiences the negative ramifications of that. Or you can make one based on the Necronomicon, which is very similar to the Key of Solomon, in which you're summoning like the elder gods or whatever. I don't know. You could make a story revolving around like old, like the Emerald Tablet of Thoth, right? Which is, what is that called? Hermeticism. You could make something based around Hermeticism. There's a lot of interesting things like that, right? Yeah, the Tunguska Blask is a real thing. Yeah. Yeah. The pneumatic transit thing is a real thing too. Yeah. You have like these interesting premises that you can find in a lot of old mythologies, especially if you view occultism as a consistent mythology, especially Western mythology, then you can find a lot of really cool premises for television shows, and they just never did it. Yeah, another problem with it is that as the city grows, it's going to lose its effectiveness really quickly. Sort of like the wire that they have wrapped around the predominantly Jewish portion of New York, which is used as a loophole to allow them to engage in commerce on, what is it, Saturdays? Because technically they're inside or something like that. Work on Saturdays. God, I used to know what that was about. But that is also one of those loopholes that can't last forever because the city is always changing. And if I remember right, there's like a cyclist who plans on suing the community because he ran into the wire. It like fucked him up, clotheslined him off of a bike. It's funny. I don't know why that makes me giggle. Yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to watch some Stargate SG-1 and go to bed. I'm tired. I'll try to get up a little bit earlier tomorrow. I think I'm going to make a pizza just because I don't feel like cooking anything. Damn, I might actually have to write like what would you call it? The synopsis for a story that actually uses occultism and its history correctly. Because like Aleister Crowley, for instance, tried to supposedly do the Key of Solomon, and it was one of the few times that he did something occulty where he fucking chickened out and he didn't finish it, which according to the lore you're not supposed to do because you're sort of like leaving a gate open, right? And he was, if I remember right, kind of in a pseudo homosexual relationship with Bram Stoker, and like really fucked up Bram Stoker's head, and years later went back to supposedly close it or whatever. But like, what a fucking premise. Could you imagine a movie about a crazy bald guy in some remote fucking European village performing black magic with Bram Stoker? I'm pretty sure it was Bram Stoker. Don't hold me to that. What? Famous author had a crush on Aleister Crowley. I can't remember exactly who it was. Fuck. Oh, it was William Butler Yeats, I think. I think it was William Butler Yeats, actually, not Bram Stoker, but I could be wrong. John Kramer's on. Oh, yeah, you mean the Einstein-Rosen bridge? Hard science fiction novel, John C. Kramer, that was published in 1990. The book is about a physicist who work on a superconducting super collider in Texas and make contact. Yeah. So I'm guessing they make contact through an Einstein-Rosen bridge, right? That would make sense. The only movie I've ever seen, there's only one movie I've ever seen do the Einstein-Rosen bridge correctly, actually. Interstellar. Kind of. Technically, they would be too small. Realistically, you can't have a universe with large wormholes in it because it fucks with physics too much. So they can't, or at least they don't exist on a large scale because it would cause a lot of problems. But yeah, the hole in space in Interstellar is accurate to what it would probably look like if you were to encounter an Einstein-Rosen bridge, because it would be the same as a hole in the ground, but 3-dimensional instead of 2-dimensional, which is really fucking weird concept to wrap your mind around. What does a 3D hole look like? But yeah, there's a couple hard science fiction novels I think would make good movies. The Dark Forest. We need a Dark Forest movie bad. We need one really bad, because the idea behind the Dark Forest philosophy is that the reason why we don't have evidence of alien life in the universe is that alien life knows that it is dangerous to broadcast your existence, because those species that have lived a long time are innately predatory. They are conquistadors of space. They're conquerors, right? They're devourers. And so intelligent species either are destroyed by this predatory species, this predatory entity, or they shut the fuck up. And that as a premise for a story is really good. Imagine we find evidence of an alien species, we broadcast ourselves, and that broadcast is intercepted by another species that says, oh, you fucked up. You have absolutely, teetotally fucked up. That is the worst possible thing that you could have ever possibly done. And here is why. And then just have that be the setting for a plot, some kind of the closest I can think of to this actually is Independence Day. They went back and sabotaged the project, bringing about our timeline reality. Why did they sabotage the project? Was the alien species bad? Did we not need to make contact with them? Because if so, you end up with basically what I'm talking about. I don't actually know what the Dark Forest was about. I haven't read it. I have read, I think it was Ted Chiang, right? Dark Forest book. Ted Chiang did the book that Arrival was based on. No, it's Liu Cixin, Chinese author. Dark Forest is a 2008 science fiction novel by Chinese writer Liu Cixin. It is a sequel to the Hugo Award-winning The Three-Body Problem in a trilogy formerly titled Remembrance of Earth's Past. So we have The Three-Body Problem, but we don't have the second book, apparently. Oh, shit. Dude, that would make a great premise for a show. I'd watch that. It's Dark Forest, but broadly applicable to bubble universes. Very interesting. Although people like Penrose, right, really think the multiverse theory is stupid. But I don't think he means bubble universe. Yeah, I don't know how you would open yourself up to communication with bubble universes using a super collider, though. I mean, you're just mashing particles together. Interesting things happen, but there are particle accelerators that exist naturally in the universe that are so many billions and trillions of times more powerful than CERN that, you know what I mean? It'd be like if an alien plankton recognized that you added a drop of water to the ocean or something. It's so insignificant by comparison. But then again, the one thing is that there are like trademarks to artificially created colliders. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I really, really love The Martian. I think the book is fantastic. Even if you've seen the movie, read the fucking book. Because the thing that the book gets right is how long he's there by himself and how desperate he was. Because it takes a while to complete a book. And so you feel like you live with him on Mars longer. But the whole premise of him getting stuck there because of a dust storm is wildly embellished. And the author knows that. The author worked for Jefferson Laboratories. He knew exactly. But he was like, I have to embellish something somewhere or we're going to have a problem. We have to come up with a valid reason why Mark Watney would be trapped there, you know? I wish they would make another book based on Eaters of the Dead. The 13th Warrior was okay, but man, Eaters of the Dead was one of my favorite books of all time. If they made a television show based on Twilight Eyes, that would be good. Or even, well, they tried to do Odd. They tried to do Odd Thomas. If I remember right, it didn't work well. But Twilight Eyes was a Dean Koontz book about a kid whose stepfather was secretly a member of an evil species that predates modern humanity. And he was born with the ability to see them, but that means he has to live life as a serial killer because he kills them off when he finds them. They're all evil. Because others can't see them, they all think he's just a crazy serial killer. And he encounters a girl who has actually seen them and knows that he's not crazy. But the whole idea behind the plot is you don't actually know if she is lying to him, she can't see anything, if she really can see them, or if them are even real. Maybe he's hallucinating the whole thing and actually is just a crazy, deranged killer. So I want to give spoilers because what it actually is really fucking interesting, but there's no way to even hint at it without giving away the plot. The Dean Koontz book about the end times is really good. There's like an alien invasion. Man, I also can't talk about that one because it would again give away the plot. The alien invasion is way more interesting than almost any alien invasion in any story I have ever read. I don't remember what it was. The name of that book was. Dean Koontz, Alien Invasion. Now these aren't hard science fiction though. Was it Invasion? Yeah, it's called Invasion. Go figure. I gotta find Stargate SG-1 really quick. Stargate SG-1 streaming. It's on Pluto, but it's also on like Sling, YouTube with a premium subscription. I have Amazon Prime. I guess I could watch it on that. I wonder if on Pluto I can pick the episodes or if I have to watch it live. Oh, I can watch it on Pluto for free. Let's go. I feel like the web was a more life-changing thing to come from CERN than finding the Higgs boson. I don't know what you mean by the web, but I do know about the Higgs boson. And the reason why the Higgs boson was significant was because it proved the standard model to be correct. Yes. I will say that it is, as of today, more impactful than the Higgs boson. I would agree with that. But we don't know what the long-term ramifications of the discovery of the Higgs boson will be. Because it allowed us to come to conclusions about the standard model of physics that may have long-term ramifications we haven't even gleaned yet. The problem with CERN, though, is, other than apparently the World Wide Web and the Higgs boson, there has been no significant breakthrough. There have been small breakthroughs. Well, yeah, so what I'm getting at is that there may be technologies that come out of a better understanding of the standard model that will have equal or even greater impact than the World Wide Web has. But I would say that it's unlikely. Not trying to diss physics, people, but the impact of the World Wide Web is so substantial that it would have to be like the invention of the wheel or fire or electricity in magnitude to compare to the World Wide Web, but that we don't know yet. But I think, I hate to say this, because I totally support experimentalists in physics. I do. We need them. Not everything can be theoretical. I'm looking at you fucking string theorists. Anyway, the problem is that there hasn't been any major scientific breakthroughs as the result of CERN. Not really. I guess we can attribute the World Wide Web to it, and we can attribute the discovery of the Higgs boson, but there hasn't really been any major breakthroughs. There have been a lot of small breakthroughs, you know, but nothing that has vastly altered our understanding of physics since the Higgs boson, at least. Which is kind of sad. Hang on. I'm actually looking it up to see if there's anything. Okay, so the discovery of the weak neutral currents in 1973, the identification of the W and Z bosons in 83, determining the number of light neutrino families at the Large Electron Positron Collider, LEP. The invention of the World Wide Web doesn't even mention Higgs boson, which is really funny. But no, I did forget about the W and Z bosons. But yeah, those, again, along with the Higgs boson, they just contribute to the standard model because they already theorized the standard model. They just needed to fill in. Does that make sense? So tetraquarks, WZ and Higgs bosons. Oh, they did discover that that supersymmetry is probably not a thing. Again, I'm reading more standard model stuff. Yeah, so this is kind of the point that I'm getting to. As illogical as it might sound, many physicists hoped that the LHC would poke a few holes in the standard model. The framework has problems after all, and maybe an earth-shaking discovery or two would confirm supersymmetry or at least point toward avenues of research. As we mentioned, though, the LHC has dealt repeated blows to exotic physics while reconfirming the standard model at every turn. Granted, the results are not all in. There's an awful lot of data analyzed, and the LHC has yet to hit full energy of the 14 tera electron volts. Nevertheless, chances don't look good for making the standard model look bad. The reason why that is because the standard model doesn't have a whole lot of avenues for further research. So the things that we know, we don't know, right? Not the things that we don't know, but the things we know, we don't yet know, like gravity, for instance. What the fuck is gravity? What is the particle, if there is one, that is communicating how gravity should behave, right? We may never be able to discover those things. We may know there are things we don't know, but we'll never be able to figure them out because the standard model doesn't give us any avenues for, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it hasn't. It absolutely hasn't. And that's why I kind of grieve string theorists, because they're like, hey, there's this other model. It's very beautiful and elegant. Mathematically, it makes so much sense. But unfortunately, the results of string theory are so numerous that it becomes unfalsifiable. You can't test for it. We can at least test for the standard model. But yeah, it didn't supply us with the great breakthrough we were hoping for. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get something to eat. I can't believe I talked about physics for the last whatever. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Come hang out. We'll figure it out. Bug me and yeah, string theory is mathematics, is what string theory is. And many physicists talk about this. In fact, there's one physicist that got her doctorate in the state where I live at the University of Kentucky. What is her name? Angela Collier, I believe. Yeah, Angela Collier. String theory. String theory lied to us. Great video. From the perspective of an actual like doctor in physics. And how, because so many people push string theory when string theory was a dead end, it has made communicating the science of physics that much more difficult. So anyway, what did I hit? I hit something. What? There we go. All right, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.